told you. Give me space and I'm in a good place. Very serious, mysterious, mind makes right. In for the fight. Starlight out on low. Starlight out on low. Starlight out low. Cosmic soldier. Give me space and I'm in a good place. Very serious, mysterious, mind makes right. In for the fight. Starlight out low. Starlight out low.
Good morning, people. How are you guys doing out there? I don't know exactly. I gotta check my analytics to see when good times to stream are. But I know that I'm going to start doing a morning and evening show and keep that to the schedule the best of my ability. Probably doing some gaming at least once a day and a current events or chill stream. If no one wants to pop up on this one, it might be short, 30 minutes to an hour, however long it takes to get to the current events. Or if my boy wants to go OUT, and he seems like he already wants to, even though we already went and we played fetch. The weight loss is going so great. Like I feel like I have my full range of motion and almost all my ability again. Like I can catch it. I can keep up with Tucker now, and it's awesome. So I'm happy with that. That's just some good positive news. Like I took him out this morning and we played fetch and I ran around the yard with him for about 10-15 minutes, just full blast, stretching my legs for the first time in like a year and a half. And it felt amazing. My boy was happy too. He came in, went straight back to bed for a couple of hours. But in a little bit, I'm going to take him OUT to do that again after we cover the news. Again, anybody can join. I don't have much news, and there's some stuff that's depressing, and I'm trying to stay positive. But sometimes we got to talk about the depressing stuff just so we know how evil it is and how we can avoid it or how we can be better. You, Hirsch, stop your yawning and yelling. Midnight's over there. Go cuddle with him. But I haven't seen much in the news since last night about Iran, Israel, and the U.S. conflict. But I did see one thing that was fucking astonishing. It's non-violent, but it is fucking astonishingly wild. And if it is true, I cannot fucking believe it. Like, I don't know if they're trying to say this press conference is where he said it, but the source is Jonathan Larson's, and he wrote it on a Substack, but I don't typically take Substacks, but he has it, it's from several active duty NCOs. Go lay down. You're not going to be annoying. Go lay down. It's from several NCOs, supposedly, and it was from a unit combat readiness briefing and Armageddon. It was emailed to him at March 2nd, 2026 at 1:02 p.m. Mountain Standard Time. And it is to Information Weinstein. And it says, I am an NCO, rank withheld in our unit. This morning, our commander opened up a combat readiness status briefing by urging us not to be afraid as to what is happening with our combat operations in Iran right now. He urged us to tell the troops that this is all part of God's plan, and he specifically referenced numerous citations. Let me get this pulled up for you guys so you can see what I'm reading. It's all part of God's divine plan, and he specifically referenced numerous citations out of the book of Revelation, referring to Armageddon and the immediate return of Jesus Christ. Now, for those of you who know me, Gar, hit the panel link if you got time, but I haven't talked to you in forever. We're doing a short news stream, and I kind of want to get your opinion on this, man. This is crazy. But for those of you who don't know, like, I am a very radical and like fundamentalist Christian, right? And I despise the evangelical death cult. And this isn't Christianity. This is evangelicism. Like, this is their death cult shit. And the evangelical death cult has had a grip on our country's conservative politics and religious soul for going on 50 to 60 years now. And it's fucking ridiculous. And it's doing us no favors. It's the whole reason we support Israel as fervently as we do. And it's been done. You're at work right now? It is fucking wild. Just wait until we get to the rest of it, bro. Just wait till we get to the rest of it. And if you guys like the show, please consider donating and subscribing, and please, at minimum, share the show. I would appreciate that. And the imminent return of Jesus Christ. He said that President Trump has been anointed by Jesus to light the signal fire in Iran to cause Armageddon and mark his return to Earth. Now, I want in my heart to heart to say that this is fake and it's just funny because, you know, I'm a memester, but I think this is real because I have heard my grandmother and grandfather, who are divorced Christians, by the way, say the same shit almost verbatim about Donald Trump. The reason I say almost verbatim is it's not always about Iran, but people on the right think that Trump has literally been picked by Jesus Christ or God. And it's wild. He had a bright grin on his face when he said all of this, which made his message seem even more crazy. Our commander would probably be described as a Jesus first supporter. He had been this way for a very long time. It makes it clear that he desires all of us under him to become just like him as Christian. But what he did this morning was so toxic and over the line that it shocked many of us in attendance at the ops readiness briefing. Besides myself, I am reaching out to MRFF on behalf of 15 fellow troops. I know you asked me about the religious views of our group, who has requested help from MRFF. I can only tell you that I am Christian, and at least 10 of us others are also Christian. One of the others is Jewish, and one is Muslim. I don't know the religions of non-religious status, for there are 3 at this time. I don't get it, man. I don't understand evangelicals. I wish people would stop calling evangelicals Christians, right? Because like there's a few passages. If you're a religious person, there's always a obsession with the afterlife, almost like in most religions. And we as Christians can't be afraid to die, but we shouldn't hasten death. Like, being a death cult goes against Christianity. We're supposed to protect and nurture life and be stewards of this life and do good things in this life. But no, but this evangelical death cult, I don't know how these people, like, I know how they operate because I've grew up around them, but I don't know how they got amassed so much power in our country. I don't understand. Well, I do. Like, first came the Schofield Bible with all the cliff notes that basically tells you to be a good goy and go fight for Israel and all of this. Like, I've heard some wild shit come out of my grandparents' mouth when it comes to evangelicism and like being like Israel being God's chosen. Like, my grandfather, one of the reasons that I went down the political path that I went Like my grandfather sat on my couch and told me like it was the duty of every Christian to be a slave to the small hats in the end of time, like a willing slave. That's how you serve God. And I'm just like, nah, you're fucking crazy. That is literally not what Christ said. In fact, Christ said the opposite. He called them the synagogue of Satan. So, like, evangelicism is fucking wild. And I usually would talk shit on somebody running to human resources to bitch about a Christian or to bitch about really anything. It could be Islam, Judaism, and I'd still call them weak. But when your death cult representative comes in and is like, our president was anointed by God to drop the atomic flame upon India or upon Iran to lead the Armageddon for Christ. Pick up thy sword, Christian soldier, and die for Jerusalem. It's just like, bro, you calm the fuck down. You calm down. All right? It's crazy. And then we got some video footage of some actual bombs that I thought was interesting. What's up, Polaris? If you want to join, you can, Brewski. Bro, you say Christ cook, and I'm gonna have to say some mean stuff about paganism. All right, look. Evangelicals, I'm calling it here. Evangelicals are not Christian. All right, evangelicals are not Christian. I'm tired. I would rather accept Mormons as Christians than evangelicals at this point. But this is Tel Aviv. This is from what would be last night for us. Us, I mean people on the East Coast, because I am East Coast.
Look at that. Oh God. Tel Aviv. I can't believe this.
Now, and somebody asked me, right? Somebody asked me how much of these videos do I think are AI? That one is a 50-50, right? That particular one. Because, like, I don't know if it's AI, but I don't see why the dude would be saying the city's name in the video. But I saw this meme last night after the stream, and this is in reference to you just gotta see it. The meme is fucking hilarious. The meme is hilarious. So that's in reference to the Qatar. I think it was Qatar shooting down the aircraft. It was a blue on blue incident, but I just think it's fucking hilarious. Oh, we've got Senator Warner saying there is no threat to the U.S. by Iran. There was a threat to Israel. And I love, yo, what's up, King of Arkansas? What's up, broski? I love that they're having to openly admit it at this point, because there's no going back now. There's no going back on it. There's no keeping it secret. The right and the left were right about who we serve. Yes, you are. You getting the draft notice tomorrow, brother.
Let's also be clear. I said before, I've said now, there was no imminent threat to the United States of America by the Iranians. There was a threat to Israel. We equate a threat to Israel as the equivalent of an imminent threat to the United States.
So I jokingly, like, my title of my stream last night was Waking Up to War, because I had been sick for like 2.5 days, and like emotionally and obviously physically not there. I was sick and had some other stuff going on. So I've kind of been in a daze for like 3 to 5 days. And I woke up to hearing about all this Iran stuff, and I was going to stream about it in the morning, but I haven't really gotten down the morning audience since we did those streams way back in the day where I would stream like from 3 o'clock till like 10. So I don't really know what good time is for you guys. But anyway, I wound up streaming a little bit in the evening, and we went to, I think, 7 or 8 at night. But anyway, I was in a Discord with a friend who was telling me about some of the stuff, and I was like, so Iran attacked us, and he's like, no, they attacked Israel. And I immediately was like, so Iran attacked us? Everyone knows Israel is the capital of the American empire.
Then we are in uncharted territory. We have seen the...
All right, look, I'm gonna be real. I'm gonna be real. I've seen some Persian chicks that are white as snow, and they got the perky titties. They're kind of small, but they're also like fit, and they have that short hair, that short spiky hair, and really alluring eyes. So I'm gonna be honest, Zoomer, like it might. I'm just saying, it might be worth it. Just saying. For that alone, it might be worth it. Just saying. All right, I'm just saying.
The goals for this operation changed now, I believe, 4 or 5 times.
So what are the goals in this operation? Because it seems like Tel Aviv, like Iran is like getting it's getting hammered itself. Yes. Your politics are decided by how attracted you are to the group of people. Yes. I don't see any other reason for America to do anything globally unless their women are hot and we're going to bring them over here. At this point in time, just going to be honest. After all, why shouldn't we get the hot ones? It is the Greater Israel Project. But Arkansas says goal is stated regime change. Isn't that the thing in the sandbox? It's always regime change. Always. So I don't goth baddies for Americans. Yes. Netanyahu literally said in Hebrew that was his war goal. Hold on one second. Let me play a video. So this video is accompanied with just in Israel and U.S. and Israel are lying about their casualties, says former U.S. Army officer. That's a lie. I guarantee you that a lot more have been killed. So let's see what they got to say.
What is it that the Iranians are hitting, and why are we seeing them hit occasional civilian targets as well?
Well, there's two things going on for the civilian targets before I go on to the military targets. One, U.S. and defensive systems are taking out Iranian missiles over the cities. So what goes up comes down, and comes down usually in a fiery ball, destroying whatever's underneath it. They've had a shopping center that's burning after an Iranian.
Thank you, Shintai. I appreciate that. Thank you, good sir. Thank you very much. Look, them baddies suck it while it's on soft. That's crazy. That is crazy, Zoomer. That's crazy. Even if Greater Israel doesn't happen, it will turn the Middle East into a unipolar system with Israel, the only one with a military. I don't think so. Iran. Iran is there's a reason that Middle Eastern societies and countries have lasted for centuries. I don't think it's gonna play out the way they think it's gonna play out. And I don't have any evidence for that. I'm just going on a feeling. It came to me in a dream. So I'm just saying. But Jesus Christ, Zoomer, that is one hell of a take.
Iranian missile was taken out right over it and fell on top. Hotels. Second of all, there's hotels. The hotels, because the human intelligence the Iranians are running, has shown them that the U.S., when the U.S. said we remove troops, they really all they did was remove them off the bases and put them in these hotels.
Oh,
so these hotels are full, and we've seen,
and the U.S. removed the troops from these bases where you see all those American flags.
Right.
No.
Right.
But they've removed them because they felt vulnerable, or because they were actually under attack.
Because they felt vulnerable. They did this before before the U.S. initiated a war with Iran.
Right.
They removed them. We've seen videos where American servicemen are taking videos from these hotel rooms, and they're seeing the bases getting hit.
Wow.
So on the base.
Okay, so that's where the rumors that it's been like 171 U.S. military casualties so far are coming from, and that's the thing. We saw that. I can't believe our military is doing it, because we saw this information gathering from social media by the Russian and Ukrainian military and used against one another. I can't believe our military is allowing soldiers to have their phones and do stupid shit like this while this is going on. It's kind of crazy.
First of all, they're taking out the radar stations. That's the first thing. And we've seen a Garan, an old, well, not Garan, Shahed drone, the very first generation drone, go up. You can hear that little motor. It's kind of like a moped motor. It goes up and comes straight down on this big ball, which is the radar station, which is your main radar base.
Can I just...
Well, that's crazy. That is wild, even. And one more thing on the conflict at hand, and you know, I hate journalists. Journalists are scum. But I do, anytime I get a chance to kick the regime in Israel, I will. All of this push for, you know, they're the only free state. They're the only democracy in the Middle East. You look at what they do to the news media.
Kameraman arkadaşım Ali Kahraman bana bu bilgiyi hemen hazırladı baktığımızda. Şimdi burada çok sayıda okay. Okay. Şu anda Savunma Bakanlığı telefonumuzu alıyor. Evet, şu anda indiriyoruz. Evet. Okay.
Imagine getting arrested by military police that are issued diapers. That's all I'm saying. It's not like they're staying out there. They're like, the IDF is a fucking joke. The only reason Israel is the powerhouse that it is because of America backing, and before America it was the UK and France. Let me see. And they're arresting these journalists. I'll get to that question as soon as this video is over.
Okay. GPO kartı. Stop. Okay.
No, I want to see the stop.
Evet.
Now stop.
So this is the IDF. They arrested this journalist team from CNN, and then they cut the feeds because CNN is actively reporting on how fucked Tel Aviv is getting.
İsrail'de CNN Türk yayınının şu dakikalarda engellendiğini söylüyor.
That's what I'm saying. They've been giving money and military support to Israel since its inception. Israel is like the first country to be scammed, or the first country to scam. And I said this would be the last video for right now, but I will answer these questions before we do this one. I found this one very interesting because it's also in regards to basically that commander at a briefing telling his soldiers that Trump is the righteous right hand of the Lord, destroying the enemy, all right, bringing about the second coming of Christ himself, which fucking crazy. But this second video is about a U.S. soldier being brought in and counseled because he doesn't like Israel and thinks that they're an enemy to the country. But let's see. OG, Shadow Buddha says, OG, why aren't we telling our Middle Eastern allies of all fighters in the air so they can avoid shooting us down? It's because coordinating with allies that aren't your allies, but are only friends of convenience. Because here's the thing, I've talked about this, right? So you've got two major conflicts in the Middle East, or potential flashpoints. You've got the Jewish-Arab issue and conflict, right? And then you have the Sunni and Shia Muslim potential for conflict or flashpoint. And the reason the Saudis are fucking garbage. I don't like Saudi Arabia. I can be bought off by the monarchy. I still won't like you, but I can be a propagandist. They got that big money. But the Saudis are Shia and the fuck it. I always get Sunni and Shia mixed up. The simple fact is the Sunni and Shia conflict is what is being played a lot, and that's why. What's up, Zabiad? I can never say your name. What is up, good friend? And yes, make Persia great again. The thing is, Iran. We're being told that Iran they want democracy, they want secular democracy, they want this. No, they just want the Ayatollah gone. They want their current regime gone. They do not want Western democracy, Western liberal democracy. They've never wanted it. No country we've ever tried to force it on has wanted it. I mean, it just is what it is. But so I was saying the Sunni and Shia divide. These two countries are fighting each other based on their faction of Islam. And right now the Saudis are the largest group for their faction, and they're working with the West and Israel to, I always get them mixed up. Iran is Shia. Iran is Shia and Saudi Arabia is Sunni, and they fight each other all the fucking time over that distinction, and they politic against each other with outside influence for that description as well. Enemy of my enemy is not always my friend. It is a lame dogma. Casper, I'm lonely. Get up here and talk to me. I'm bored. And anybody over in the vertical chat, I have the horizontal chat pinned, so that's where most of the people are. But you're passing out. I see you in chat, good sir. I'm just saying. But here's that video. Here's that video before we get too much into it. But to answer the question, long story short, is you've got two different flashpoints that cause two different problems. And our allies are not really our allies. They're allies out of convenience. So they don't care about saving our troops and our money. In fact, they want us to waste our money and our troops on them as much as possible. Yes, I am aware. But here's this video about this gentleman.
So after 20 years of service in the military, yesterday I got pulled into an officer's office and counseled for posts that I have on my social media. During the counseling, they told me I'm under investigation as a threat to national security. When I asked for proof, like what the posts were yesterday, they refused to give it to me. They made me come back today to further go over stuff. They gave me the proof, and the proof they gave me are anti-Israel posts. Now, when I joined the military, I took an allegiance to support the United States of America. I did not ever take an allegiance to support Israel. But yet, I am deemed a national...
He's deemed a national security threat because Israel is the capital of the American empire.
Threat to national security because I do not support Israel and their genocide against the Palestinian people. Yes, you heard that right. I am deemed a threat to national security because I don't support Israel's genocide against the Palestinian people. Since when does not supporting a foreign nation get a U.S. soldier investigated for being a threat to national security.
Ever since Israel became the capital of the American Empire, that's when we allowed AIPAC to kill JFK. Not AIPAC, but Mossad to kill JFK. It's fucking crazy. What's up, Christos? And okay. This is what I wanted to share. Professor Jing, the Chinese gentleman that we've watched. Thank you, Gabe. Shout out, Gabe. The Chinese historian that we watched on the channel, because Gabe brought him up. It's been several months ago, but I've been watching his stuff. I like this guy. He goes into a detailed analysis why he thinks we will lose to Iran. And then I got some. The reason I keep going back on not talking about Iran, because this next story is disgusting to me, and it's a little bit of race baiting, but I have a point that's beyond the race issue in it, but we have to watch it, and we're gonna have to hear me complain about the racism bullshit just for a little bit. But let's watch what Professor Jing. This is a 15-minute video. I will try to pause it and talk to you guys. Anyone can hit the panel if you would like. Well, as of yesterday, Iran is a foreign enemy. He must shut up and protect the USA now. Well, he didn't say anything about Iran. He said things about Israel. That's the point. Our intelligence agencies want plausible deniability, so they just allow pretty much anything. That's why I was so surprised when the social media was talking, and they basically said that we're going to ban all the conspiracy theory, because like that's literally what they push for. I had a brain fart. That's what they push for. I see you in the back. Give me 1 second. That's what they push for, plausible deniability. Crazy that is allegedly a Chinese high school class he teaches to. That's crazy. Let me get a voice check, Brave. Make sure that's you.
Yeah, it's me. Got it?
Yeah, we got it. I had somebody come in with your name, but it was slightly altered, and then like as soon as I did the security check, they bounced out and never came back.
Yeah. No, I'm not bashful. If I want to come up, I ain't running.
Yeah. That's how come I didn't even question it. I knew it wasn't you.
You know what we're seeing on? Were you in the middle of something, a video or something there, Bob?
No, I hadn't played it yet. I in fact, I give you the floor because you do have interesting takes, even if I disagree with some of them.
Yeah.
And I am definitely ready to hear them. What's up, Gas Mask? Good morning, good sir. Go ahead, Brave. You got the floor.
I'm 71. I'm sitting back looking, and this wasn't hard to predict, even though I predicted it before Trump went in. Many people did. It's nothing to it. But I find it amazing that, and I don't hear you doing it horribly. I hear a lot of people doing it. Do you know who Scott Ritter is and Doug McClure and that on YouTube? They're military analysts, right?
Mm-hmm.
Then they're ranking. They've been in the military, and you got other military people that want to opinionate on what's going on. And I'm sitting back. And I'm amazed because I'm saying to myself, nobody knows what the fuck is going on. Nobody. A handful of people know what this is all about and what the end objective is. And for all of these people to talk about munitions and compare munitions numbers and to compare these strikes against that strike and to side with these alliances, with that alliances, and to get that detailed about something that even if you're speculating, to get that detailed about it, I think is a mark of collective insanity on peasants that don't understand. Stay in your fucking place. Shut up. It is going to be what it is going to be. Have some dignity and quit acting like you know what the fuck is going on. There's much more dignity in sitting back and going, wow, this is intense stuff. But to act like you're guessing what's going on, what's going to happen in the future, what should happen, is about the most pathetic frame of mind I've ever seen millions upon millions of people involved in. And it's nothing new. It's always been done when it comes to military involvement. I get it. I'm not saying it. I'm just saying that in this day and age, with all of the proof in the pudding of things being manipulated and engineered, that we still think that when it comes to this shit like this, that we can actually have any idea what's going on. This is basically, I would say that a dignified way of doing this is you walk into a sideshow, the curtains are drawn, the curtains open, there's a particular stage act, and you have no idea what's going on or what's going to happen in the end, but you just shut up and watch. That's where we should be as a society, but we're not. We're acting like we know what the fuck is going on. That proves that we couldn't possibly govern ourselves with millions of people wrapped up in pathetic self-delusions as there are by the numbers in this country, Orthodox.
You know, as I get older, I tend to agree. I think that nobody, even the powers that be, I don't think they have a plan. I think they're letting chaos take their reins and profiting off of it.
No, I think the powers that be, what level of powers that be there you're talking? There's a top ranked powers that be, Orthodox. They've got this scripted out to the dotted I's and the crossed T's, even though it looks like complete global mayhem. That's my point. This isn't stupid global elite with the finest minds in the world at their availability. This isn't the global elite just bumbling and stumbling. That's why we're so pathetic. This is why, as I say, the peasant that sits back and goes, "What the fuck? We'll find out when it's done," has way more dignity than anybody thinking anything, because there is a plan. There is a formula here going on, and it looks like mayhem. Duh. What better way to make it look like, oh, nobody's in control. Look out, everybody, and join where you need to join for your country and join your military where you need to join. What better way to get that outcome than to make it look like there's no control? The powers that be couldn't possibly let on that they are in full control, and this is a formula, just as in a recipe for baking brownies. So when you talk about the powers that be taking advantage of it, you say you're getting older and older. You got a ways to go, Orthodox, if you think the powers that be aren't getting handed script and told what to do.
I've been told that I'm not a spry chicken anymore, right? But as I lose weight, I feel like I have the energy of like when I was 18.
Yeah, well,
like I feel great. Like I was chasing my puppy around.
How much weight?
I will text you in private about that.
Oh, okay, yeah, go ahead.
Yeah, no, because
your email. Go ahead.
Yeah, because I still got your email, and you are welcome on the show anytime. I see you hadn't been around, but then again, I also usually stream at night. I'm trying to get back into the day stream. I find that for everything I'm trying to do, having a schedule is better, and it's just really hard for me to get on a set schedule.
Oh yeah.
And
after a certain amount of freedom, you're in trouble. That's why I say be careful about being a bum. It becomes addicting.
Well, that's the thing.
Not a bum that doesn't pay for themselves. The bum is, by bum I mean, because by a bum I'm just talking about people that can actually, for whatever reason, avoid schedules. Watch out, because it's very addicting.
And well, the thing is, like, I call it freedom. Men and women, regardless, right? They need some order and structure into their lives.
Yes.
And when you don't have that, and not laws, I appreciate that you got the generator going. Go, G, you're on the reverse side of depression. Keep at it, Rabbit. I'm trying. The depression definitely comes back every now and again, and it hits hard as fuck. The more you get closer to leaving the depression behind, when it rears its ugly head, it tries to snatch you back into that hole. And I am trying my best not to let it. Because one, I make shitty content, I get really angry, and I tend to bitch, and nobody likes that, especially in a man.
Well, don't underrate yourself. When I check in, just because I'm not interested in the topics, I see a panel of people having a lot of fun. Orthodox.
Well, there's that, but also sometimes it's mainly just gossip, and I'm okay with the gossip, but I don't necessarily want that to be the majority of my content. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, well, that means when you get into topics, then you got to stick to them, and a lot of But yeah, I get what you're saying. Probably you're a little light on the topics and a little heavy on the gossip, but as far as your channel is going, I mean, it looks like a successful little old channel.
Yeah, I'm trying. Put the weed down for a week or cut back, but I don't smoke often. I started smoking. I only smoke when I'm super stressed, because I don't cry, right? I'll be honest. I don't cry. I try not to, but if I feel tears or I feel anger to that point, and I just don't know what direction to go in, I tend to just pick up the bong and start fucking toking until I forget my worries, and then I wound up getting super fucking high, and I don't actually like that. Smoke after, yeah, that actually is a good idea. So hindsight, I'm actually not Orthodox Christian, and I'm recently struggling with my faith. I will testify that just because I'm struggling with my faith, I do love God and appreciate God for protecting me and keeping everything going for me. Without God, I wouldn't be alive to this day. But there's a lot going on that makes me question things and makes me feel bad. And I still try to say my prayers. I still give thanks for my meals. I still give thanks for both victory and defeat and lessons learned. But it is really hard. And I don't think people understand that when I say I'm having a crisis of faith or a spiritual battle. That's kind of why I don't like talking to Miss Cynthia or Chuck about it, because it tends, I feel like they think that I'm turning away from God. So,
well, when you give thanks for every little thing, all that does is strengthen your soul. You can't go wrong, regardless of who you're thanking.
Yeah,
it shows that you're outthinking your stupid baby ass mentality that we're all born with, and many of us keep, rather than mature out of it. It shows that you're past, your self, your ego, and your sick self-centeredness when you give thanks for everything there is. So I mean, it's I guess you could be in turmoil about who to thank, but to give thanks, there's nothing wrong with that. No matter how.
I will make this declaration loud and clear. I don't know which God is the true God, but I know that there is a God out there. And for me, it's Christ, it's Jesus Christ and the Holy Trinity.
Yeah.
Right. That for me, that's what that is. And I'll make that declaration loud and proud. Miss Cynthia was messing with me yesterday about turning to the devil, and I'm like, nah, the devil's still a little bitch. That's not gonna happen. But let's see. Crying is Duwale, what's up? Thank you, Miss Snow. Respect, darling. Crying can make things better for a little bit, not lost, because I'm not completely devoid of emotions. I just don't let other men, I don't let other people, especially men and women, I don't let people see me upset. I'll talk about it because I'm human and have emotions.
For a man to cry, that's got to be some pretty sad occurrences. I mean, what is a man supposed to cry over? Every little setback or something? Or
that's the thing, right? So I've talked about it on stream, and I don't. People didn't.
I'll say a man can cry, better be a damn good reason for it, or else you're a fucking piece of shit. Go ahead.
Yeah, I tend to agree with that. So I've talked a little bit about what I've gone through, and like I think that I'm allowed to cry because I almost lost my mom. I did lose my dad. I lost a kid due to miscarriage, and then I lost the love of my life, and then my fucking house burned down. And every time I get my foot going, there's a setback, and I'm just in this pit of depression that I'm trying to claw myself out. So I think that I have a right to cry and be upset, but at the same time, what the fuck is crying going to do about it? It's not going to fix the situation.
No, not to mention
it might regulate my emotions for a short time, but it's not going to do anything.
Well, I think if you get too involved in crying, you're going to lose any objectivity of what the hell is actually going on, and you're going to lose it to self-pity. Self-pity's a poison, man. That's what
self-pity and depression. Oh, I agree. Self-pity and depression go hand in hand, and they are.
You look at that 90% of people that are on these meds and are going to in need of social workers talking to them, and yet if you distill it down, it's all fucking self-pity. Their lives don't really suck that bad compared to what humans, the human condition on this planet. Your life is pretty fucking good, and they're just all fucking. So I mean, self-pity is self-pity. And I've probably one of the first things I noticed as a very young man is, ooh, this self-pity shit in America is way out of hand. Way out of hand.
So let me get a voice check, Josh, and I see you on the cam. Ziba, you're good.
Yeah,
is that you, Josh?
Yeah, I came up here to bitch at your no tasting association.
I love Be Brave, but yeah, not gas mask. Sometimes you do have to just weather the storm. The eternal struggle and the theory behind the eternal struggle is something that has motivated me and kept me from going insane with a lot of the personal struggle I deal with, and understanding that and understanding how it affects us. It's a very important thing. Welcome to the show, gentlemen. Do y'all have any thoughts?
Yeah, generally people over the age of 60 should find a grave fast.
Jesus Christ, Josh.
Jeez, ow. See, that's self-pity, Josh. That's why he's confused in life.
Oh no, sir. No, sir. There's no self.
Yeah. Anybody that wishes death on another group of people, you're wrapped up in some weird ass thing, buddy.
Thank you, hindsight. I appreciate that. That's crazy. Be respectful to the fellow panelists, Josh.
Don't worry about that.
I am respectful. I mean, we're gonna save them a hole. It's not like we're gonna just throw them in the ocean like the other terrorist, right? I mean, we're gonna save them a little something, little.
So if you have anything else, Josh, the humor's off of that line. It's not funny. It was funny for 5 seconds. You're gonna carry on with it or what?
Yes. I am constantly.
Okay, this is where mental illness comes in, when you continuously talk about somebody else's demise for no reason. That's what I'm talking about. What I said earlier.
We've openly stated that some people ought be demised. Probably about 1/3 of the population, maybe 2/3, right? If we're trying to really do some serious pruning.
Yeah, there are pieces of shit. There's a Wild Bill Hickok said there are humans that need killing. You are correct.
So we agree, just not on who.
But just not on who. And that's why I said earlier, when you attack a group that's doing nothing or has no problems, then you're like, kind of guy. You may want to check yourself there, bub. But anyway, back to when you were talking, Orthodox, about this misfortune in front of that misfortune in front of that misfortune. I guarantee you, and I'm not saying this to make light of your misfortunes, Orthodox. I'm just saying you're still way at the top of the human scale as far as there's about 7,500,000,000 people that would love to switch places with you, man, on this planet.
Fair enough.
that's a pretty good place to be. That should make it kind of easy to take the step forward, regardless of what was behind you.
Fair enough. Well, let's get into some of this video that I had pulled up about the Chinese gentleman, the Chinese historian, why he thinks America will lose to Iran.
All right, guys, we've got yet another heavy hitter guest and first-time guest on the show, Professor Zhang. He is the star of the popular YouTube channel Predictive History. He uses game theory to analyze.
By the way, the reason I'm so interested in Professor Zhang is he has a high success rate in predicting events that happen based on history and politics and just raw data. So I think this is going to be very interesting.
Yeah, so the same claim is made in Nostradamus too.
And to predict future geopolitical events.
Snow, for the low price of $10 super chat, you can also become a female overlord on the channel. Got to get my grifts in, y'all. Got to get my grifts in.
And he joins us now. Professor, great to have you.
Good to see you, sir.
Thanks for inviting me.
Yeah, of course. So, for people who aren't familiar with your work, I wanted to show folks that back in 2024, you made 3 big predictions. 1, that Trump would win. 2, that he would start a war with Iran. And 3, that the U.S. would lose that war. Let's take a listen to that.
In this class, you freeze it right there, I'm making Orthodox. Everybody knew Trump would win, and everybody knew, well, not everybody. A lot of people knew Iran was going to be something to be dealt with. And so now let's get on to, so those 2 predictions are nothing. Now let's get on with the one that I'm saying this motherfucker's out of his mind with. Go ahead, Orthodox.
GC Ben says he's clearly a Chinese propagandist to me, but offers valuable insight.
Probably closer to the truth than not. Go ahead. Yeah.
3 big predictions, right?
Again, so did
First is that Trump
Nostradamus.
will win in November. Second is that the United States will go to war against Iran. And the third big prediction is that the United States will lose this war, which will forever change the global order.
So obviously that last one is the only one that has not yet come to fruition. Is quite a stunning prediction. Do you stand by it? And what have you seen so far that leads you to sort of stand firm in that conclusion?
So given my analysis of how the war is progressing, I think that Iran has many more advantages over the United States. The reality is that right now, it's a war of attrition between the United States and Iran. And the Iranians have been preparing 20 years for this conflict. In their eschatology, in their religion, this is a war against the great Satan. They've had many practice runs. Last June was a 12-day war when the Iranians were able to examine and analyze the strike capacities of both the Israelis and the Americans. And they've had a lot of time, 8 months, to prepare fully for this new attack. They, through their proxies, the Houthis, Hezbollah, Hamas, and the Shia militias, have been able to...
Look, all I'm saying is the great soldiers of Hezbollah marcheth on, all right? From what I heard, Israel marched into Lebanon, and I haven't heard anything since.
Because they've been fucking it up.
This guy here,
Lebanon for like the last couple of years.
Yeah.
Bombing Lebanon is absolutely like not. It's more like just random shooting, right? Because you could just randomly shoot into Lebanon and hit them. That's why I naturally just have a hatred for Lebanon, because you can't really tell the difference between them. Lebanon as in like the nationalist versus like Hezbollah as being just a militia group inside of it.
I'm sure if you ask the citizens, they would probably disagree with that. But this guy here, actually, I used to have some respect for him until I didn't see this, Orthodox, until I just saw this footage right here. This fucking fool. No, he's not a fool. He's an agent trying to sell us that fucking Iran can outdo the USA. I don't care how you put it. I don't care where you say it, whether he's bringing China, Russia. I don't care how it happens. That he's trying to let us into this line of thinking means he's part of the script to heighten everybody's confusion and to take it into absurd levels so that we don't know what the fuck is going on, and we're going to get farther away from it. Anybody to think that Iran is going to outdo the USA is ridiculous. The USA has complete, with Israel, the USA, Britain, have complete control over the planet. Vatican. This guy to say that is ridiculous.
It's not even that complicated. It's how you define a win or a loss, right?
So let me see that pretty face and that evil fedora. There we go. What's up, Hank? What's up, Hank? I have a question. You know, the actual global corporate machine overlord is here. Hank, why are you doing this to us?
To get rid of Trump. He's going to lose in Iran. He's losing Persia, just as all empires have. He's got to lose in Persia because he's overinflated his damn ego, and he's just trying to protect his name for the boomers, and the boomers are going to go bust.
See there, now here's an individual that thinks Trump is the real deal. That's why I'm saying there's something that's missing in people's brains, man.
No. You don't understand, Brave. Hank is actually the evil overlord.
No. Not if he's trying to convince us that Trump is making his own mind up on things. He's thoroughly confused. Trump is a puppet in the highest order. He's not doing any of his own thinking. That's ridiculous to imply that.
He's just old and senile boomer. He has all the power. He just very stupid.
Said he has power. Did he not, Orthodox?
He's a billionaire.
I'm right. I got you. Did he not just say that he has power? Right?
You buy crap just because his name is.
I'm asking Orthodox.
That's power.
Orthodox. He said Trump has power. Correct? Or did I hear that? Or did I miss?
Yeah, he said Trump has power.
Thank you. I rest my case, Your Honor. Jesus God.
Let's get back to Dr. Zhang.
Hold up. This is
really
some kind of weird bullshit. Freeze, right? Because his basically claim is that Iran will lose, and then he goes off to list entities that actually aren't part of Iran. Hezbollah, for example, right? Unless you want to pull off the shit with Yemen too, right? Like, so it's got to be somebody else. He's not clearly actually defining what he's claiming by a loss, because he's stating Iran, right? But then he's listing off all kinds of other bullshit. In Iran, their supreme leader was literally killed within the first, I think, 10 bombs. We don't know exactly which ones it hit, but he was killed within the first 10 bombs that were dropped. Well, in this case, it was missile strikes. And I think 14 of their fucking leaders, because that's why they attacked during the day, was because they actually hit his compound where they were actually holding a meeting. It was just good timing.
Yes, if we were playing Total Annihilation, that would have been a win. But we're playing Civilization here, so we had
and that brings up the concept of the goal. What is the goal? Regime change? Well, if that's the case, the regime is dead. So by definition, it's going to change. Might not be what we like, right? But it is definitely going to change because the sitting man is gone.
Then why aren't we just pulling out since we won already?
Because, as Trump has basically already stated, right, the whole goal is to remove as much military capability as they have. Whoever comes in next ain't going to have to they're not going to have much to defend themselves with. That is, if we get our way and we can actually sit there and just destroy every living weapon, bullet, or whatever we can find.
Yes, for to fund that military industrial complex, because we want to do it quick. If we want to do it quick, we could just turn the place into glass.
I don't think we're gonna turn it into glass. It's a lot. It's too many damn people.
Because that's wasting too much resources if we just blow it up. So that's why we could do it this old and slow way, so we recover more stuff.
Mm-hmm. But we're not going to pull out. The administration is quite clear. They want to destroy as much military capability as they have. Hell, I swear to God, I think they're popping off at fucking transmission antennas now, right? Like they're just running out of shit to pop off. Of course, to be fair, half their stuff is underground too.
Yes, still this year that we already removed a politician from the government. We removed the Venezuela president. I think that was still this year.
Josh just said that. Josh just stated that what we want to do, like he knows what we want to do.
No, they've opened. The administration has openly stated.
Yeah, the administration, of course, the people that lied to us about everything is now going to be real truthful about what they want to do.
That is the concept.
That's why I'm saying. That's what I'm saying. That's what I'm saying. That the populace is now so beguiled, we're so confused that we.
Let's try this. Let's try this. If an organization,
let me finish. I'll wrap this up, Josh. Josh, I'll wrap this up. I'll make it quick.
One at a time, gentlemen. One at a time. Go ahead,
yes,
Brave.
the people that lied to us about everything, top to bottom, now all of a sudden let us know what they want to do. That is so. If I'd like to finish, Josh, I promise I'll wrap it up real fast. I promise I'll wrap it up real fast.
Josh, let him finish, and then Josh, let him finish, and then you can have the floor. Go ahead, Brave.
The people that lied to us about everything, now all of a sudden we're getting information from them and taking it for book. That's
as opposed to what?
Jesus Christ!
What is the alternative there?
You know what, man? You know what?
Josh, let him finish, and I'll bring
serious,
you back
up. So I make it quick. I really would have been done long ago. I'm telling you, okay. The people that lie to us about everything, now all of a sudden the shit they say has legitimacy. That's a fucking collective illness that this country deserves, that we're involved in. We deserve every fucking thing we get when we fall for this stupid shit. When we can see in our face these people lie about everything. Why in the fuck do we think they're telling us the truth here? Go ahead.
Like a true boomer.
All right, Josh, go ahead.
Okay,
you got
so
the floor.
it's the same concept. Then be brave. You've lied. So why should we ever hear anything you have to say again, too? Right?
Yeah, what did I lie about?
That you want
you got to quote me in a lie if you call me a liar.
Well, I can definitely call you out as a liar. However, the point would be if an organization says that they're doing X, right? That is the only thing you can really cite, unless you have a mind reading machine that you think you can actually decipher, right? But that's where the whole conspiracy nut job bullshit comes in.
No, what
but
you do
you wouldn't. Have you ever told a lie, Brave?
If they lie about everything, you just automatically conclude. You don't know if they're telling the
lie.
You still need to quote me on a lie. What did I lie about?
Here, it's real simple. Have you ever told a lie, Brave?
I'm asking you, what did I lie about? You said I lied.
Yes, let me get to your lie.
That's what I thought. You don't have a quote, do you?
Shut up and let me answer. You said they lie about everything, but they provide a number of statistics that are factually verified by multiple agencies and outside institutions. It's the state, it's the government. So there's some stuff they say that's factual.
Yes,
like the
there
census.
are stats, yes. And who knows if those are real, but they lie about everything. So go ahead.
Okay, we caught you in your lie. Thank you very much.
Jesus Christ. Go ahead. Play the professor.
The American mentality, and now they have a pretty good strategy of how to weaken and ultimately destroy the American empire. So what the Iranians are doing is they're waging war against the entire global economy. And so they are striking the GCC countries. And not only are they striking GCC countries, American bases, they're going after the critical energy infrastructure of these bases. They blocked off the Strait of Hormuz. And eventually, they will go after the water desalination plants, which is the lifeblood of these nations because they don't have fresh water supply. In fact, the water desalination plants provide 60% of the GCC's water supply. So if a drone, and these drones cost $50,000, if they wiped out a desalination plant in Riyadh, Saudi Arabia, and it's a city of 10 million people, right? They'd be out of water in 2 weeks. In 2 weeks. And right now, the Iranians have de facto closed off the Strait of Hormuz, and the GCC gets 90% of its food from the Strait of Hormuz. So I know a lot of people are talking about the disruptions to the global economy, but right now the Iranians are actually threatening the very existence of Saudi Arabia, UAE, Bahrain, Qatar. And why this is important is that the Gulf states are really the linchpin of the American economy. So what they do is they sell petrodollars and then they recycle the petrodollars back into the American economy through the investments in the stock market. And right now we know that the entire American economy is propped up by AI investments in data centers. And a lot of that comes from the Gulf states. So if the Gulf states are no longer able to sell oil and they're no longer able to finance AI, this AI bubble in the United States, then this AI bubble will burst, and with it will burst as well the entire American economy, which is really a financial Ponzi scheme.
Right.
So that's a dire situation that the Americans are facing right now.
Yeah, I mean, to your point, sir, an Amazon data center was literally hit in the UAE. And now, of course, big tech companies, which were looking at the UAE as a major potential data center investment hub with cheap and abundant energy, probably going to be rethinking that. We also wanted to talk to you about munitions. We can put this next one up here on the screen. The United States is racing to accomplish Iran mission before munitions run out. This is specifically around interceptor.
Pause.
There's a famous video.
I think it's actually a good idea to randomly destroy data centers just so we can keep building data centers. It'd be a good excuse for jobs and such.
Only if you're trying to take them out of the economy. What he's talking about is Iran attacking Saudi Arabia. He's not talking about us attacking Iran.
No, I think it's a really good idea just to randomly destroy data centers just so we can build more data centers.
Like just randomly hit random countries and hit their stuff?
Yeah, so we can have an excuse to build data centers.
So what excuse are we going to hit Saudi Arabia on? Let's just hypothetically say we're going to use them.
We don't like the government because they're mean to us.
We don't like the government. We actually have a lot of contention with them, yet we have, for the last 25 years, sold them probably most of our leading edge technology, only simply because they've always been at Iran's throat. The enemy of my enemy kind of thing.
Yeah, so once we're done with Iran, I guess they're next on the list.
Yeah, well, it's possible. Highly doubtful, but it's possible.
Lawan, I vote nukes in a plan, napalm. You know what? I agree.
Just from yesterday in Israel, which shows a single Iranian ballistic missile, which is being targeted by some 11 different interceptors, all of which miss. Most of those come from the United States, not to mention all of the different bases, the GCC countries that you just talked about, and the asymmetry of the cost. It's $1 million for a missile, tens of millions per interceptor in some of these cases. With these munitions running out, how does that change the global picture? So you're in China, obviously, much of the stocks in Asia of the United States are likely to have to be cannibalized if this were to go on. How's that going to affect the global picture here?
Right. So my first point is that the United States military is not designed to fight a 21st century war. Remember, the military-industrial complex came to being after World War II, and it was designed to fight the Cold War. And the Cold War was really about muscle flexing, about who was able to send people up into space, who was the first to get the person on the moon, who had the more complex missile systems. And so the entire American military strategy revolves around very sophisticated technology that costs a lot of money to build. And that's what the American air defense system is basically. And that's why we're seeing this asymmetry, as you point out, in this war, where you have these $1 million missiles trying to take out these $50,000 drones. And it's not sustainable in the long term. And so what we're seeing is really the puncturing of the aura of invincibility and inevitability that sustained American hegemony for the past 20 years, especially after the collapse of the Soviet Union. And this is really a reordering of not just the global economy, because this signals the collapse of the petrodollar, and with it, the entire U.S. dollar-based reserve currency system, but also the global hegemony of the United States. We're moving towards a multipolar world.
Professor, this morning, Secretary of War Pete Hegseth was asked a question about potential ground troops in Iran. He refused to rule out that possibility. And he said, oh, well, we're not going to project to you what we will or will not do, but we don't want to, rule anything out. We will do what it takes. Do you think that America will end up invading?
We're going to a multipolar world because the megacorps dumbed down the U.S. population so the state wouldn't have as much power over them. If we held to our standards, we would still be number one.
The multipolarity is it's a puppet show. They want multipolarity to keep peasants at bay and off balance. What do you think they're going to come out and tell the peasants of the planet that there's a one world government? Relax and shut up? No, they're not going to. They're going to do all of this stuff and keep us all off balance. That way, all of us, the peasants of the world, they don't expect anything because there's chaos and things just aren't going well. And while all the time, the New World Order, the one world government that's been in existence for well over 100 years, just rolls merrily along, giving us show here and a show there, giving us news feeds here and news feeds there. So
yeah, it's basically the plot of Attack of the Clones and Revenge of the Sith. So we know the script already.
Well, there's this guy, this Chinese fella. I listened to a lot of what he says in the past on various different subjects, but on this, it's like he's clearly sent out to completely make fools of us and to get us thinking like utter bombastic, scared little children. That's his job. It's disgusting. He is a piece of human shit. But a lot of them.
Isn't that the job of pretty much every teacher nowadays?
Every what?
Every teacher pretty much does the same job. And also every pundit, every talk show host.
Yes. Yeah, they've got it's a wrap. You are correct. By far, more than not, the mainstream leans towards keeping peasants in a state of childish idiocy. Childish and idiocy. Yeah, they do. That's their job. Yeah. Mm-hmm. Yes. I wouldn't throw teachers in on that. They're just, they're doing what the schools tell them to do. But the pundits and the news feeds and the people that are in the public's eye talking this stupid shit, it's like, yeah, that's their job to, keep the New World Order hidden and the throne well disguised. Yeah, that's their job.
Fair enough.
Iran from the ground, since it's already becoming relatively clear they won't be able to accomplish the goal of regime change or even regime collapse using just air power alone.
Right. So everyone says that the worst calamity that could happen in the United States is if it were to send ground troops into Iran. At the same time, the United States are committed to regime change in Iran. We've never had a precedent in history where you were able to regime change from the air alone. You need ground troops. And so unfortunately, what's going to happen over the next few months is that pressure will build on America to send ground troops, especially from the GCC countries and from Israel, which are being pounded right now by the Iranians. So remember that if the GCC countries, Saudi Arabia, Qatar, UAE, Bahrain, if they go, then the petrodollar goes with them. So the Americans need to protect these countries, and these countries are going to demand.
All right, talk amongst yourself about that with the OPEC real quick, because I'm interested to hear everybody's take. Or not.
Go ahead. I just thought somebody else, go. OPEC is nothing more than an arm of the subsidiary of the global corporate one world machine. They're just the various OPEC nations are just subsidiaries, and they're doing as they're told. And when OPEC does this and OPEC does that, they're sent in scripts from the highest offices.
Yeah, I agree. It's just a boring old cartel. Really nothing to talk about, really.
There hasn't even been a claim made. OPEC is an association. There's a shitload of people that participate with it, and there's a lot of people with their hands in there. What's the deal? Like mention what? There hasn't been any claim made. But it would be true that Strait of Hormuz got shut down, right? So Saudi Arabia, UAE, they're not shipping oil right now, right? Like, I mean, I don't know how long this would last, but the people that are generally suffering right now is, well, technically, China is going to be suffering. I think 20% of their oil imports came from Iran. That just got turned off.
China's suffering is China's suffering is written into the script. Is the Strait of Hormuz still closed, right?
Yeah. In the sense that no, everybody's fucking scared to run through there right now. Like somebody might pop off a shot or something, right? It has something to do with the fucking insurance, right? So those ships have to be insured to go through there. And apparently the insurance companies are saying, yeah, we're not going to do this shit, right? If you want to go through there, right? That kind of thing.
What a convenient way to shut down the Strait of Hormuz without actually doing it in a real sense. Oh, it's just, they print money, folks. They print money. There's no problem with money anywhere in any of this. The people that are running this shit, they print the fucking money. They don't have to worry about munitions. They don't have to worry about insurances. They don't have to worry about any of that shit. These people in the highest order of things just print the goddamn. What do we actually think this is revenue that's running this planet? Do you realize the revenue that would have to be extracted from the people? We think revenue extraction is bad now. Go ahead and try to run the planet with real extracted revenue. They're printing money where needed. It's not complicated. It really isn't.
That either the Americans bribed the Iranians to seize, and this is like $5 trillion in indemnity, okay? Or send ground troops to wipe out the Iranian threat once and for all. And I know that there's no political will for ground troops to be used against Iran among the American people. But remember that 78% of American people was against initial strikes against Iran in the first place.
Right. And one of the things that really comes into question, I think, with all of this, sir, when we're looking at the geopolitical picture and the sacrificing in much of this from the United States on behalf of Israel, is kind of a question as to who and what wanted this. We were actually curious for your view on a disputed report here from the Washington Post. We can put it up here on the screen, F3. A push from the Saudis. Israel helped move Trump to attack Iran. Now, this has been internally disputed by Saudi Arabia, saying that they did not push the Trump administration to attack Iran. However, this is clearly an authorized leak from our own government, trying to at least lay some of the blame on behalf of the GCC. What do you make of this analysis and of this narrative that Saudi Arabia was also trying to be behind this push to bomb Iran?
So I've always argued that both Saudi Arabia and Israel are heavily invested in regime change in Iran. In fact, Saudi Arabia sees Iran as much more of an existential crisis than Israel. Because remember, Israel still has nuclear weapons, and Israel is a very diverse, very sophisticated economy, whereas Saudi Arabia is completely reliant on oil. And it's always had problems with Iran because Iran is a theocracy opposed to the Saudi monarchy. Iran funds and equips the Houthis, which have been antagonistic towards Saudi Arabia for the longest time. And right now, the Saudi economy is suffering. It's been trying to pivot towards more of a tourist economy. That's why they brought in Ronaldo. That's why they're switching to e-gaming. That's why they're building something called a line, NEOM. And all these things are not working out. So they need to be able to control the oil resources of the entire Middle East if they are to survive and thrive as a nation. So I do believe that this reporting is credible, even though it does make Saudi Arabia look bad. But remember, Saudi Arabia says that they wanted peace, but they are helping the Israelis and the Americans attack Iran right now because they're allowing the Israelis and Americans to use Saudi airspace.
So help us understand, because it still feels to me like there's some pieces that don't totally add up. You had, in advance of this war on Iran, you had top military brass up to the chairman of the Joint Chiefs of Staff saying, this is a really bad idea. We are not ready for this. All the math on the interceptors that's been talked about for months at this point. And yet Trump still decided to go ahead. What is the calculus that he was making here that led him to take what, already appears to be catastrophic actions?
Right. Okay. So this is the key question. Why do they do this? I think there are three possibilities. Okay. And I think all three possibilities are valid. The first is that of hubris. You look at history, this is how empires behave. So the Mindoro kidnapping was quick, successful, and it was adrenaline rush for Trump. And that made him overconfident in the capacity of the American military. Okay, so hubris is a factor. And we see this throughout history. Why did Hitler invade Stalin? Because he conquered Europe really easily and he thought it was invincible, right? And that led to the destruction of the German army in the Soviet Union. So hubris is a factor. Then you have to look.
Fucking hubris. This is why I like people that had all this faith because I'm glad Trump was elected. Put in the corporate machine, advanced him just because I was sick of they gave us a relief from blue-haired liberalism. So I'm glad they did that. But on the people that had all this hope for Trump, this guy's saying it was just pure hubris. I would get a kick out of it if Trump would turn to the people and go, well, how you like me now? Because I'll tell you what, go ahead and institute the fucking draft. You want to see how many people turn into conspiracy theorists? Then reinstitute the fucking draft, folks. Come on, I dare these son of a bitches to do that. Go ahead.
I'll second that. Reinstitute the draft, and hopefully probably shut down the internet too, because otherwise people will cook up something nasty for the boomers, especially the ones with the freaking fancy steaks and the stupid hotels.
Let's go.
Some boomer hate on this
internal political calculus, where even though America does not benefit from this war against Iran, Trump himself.
If you guys are liking the show, please consider supporting, donating, sharing this stream. All helps. A like, even. I appreciate you all. Thank you all. Thank you to all the guests for being here. And let's go. Let's finish this video up.
Hold on. Listen to what he's saying right here. See, we don't let this shit sink in. That's why I say we all think like children. He's talking about Trump doesn't have the popular backing to do this, but he's doing it to feed his ego. Doesn't that make Trump one sick motherfucker, right? Correct?
True.
Nobody's assigning that to him, are they?
What's up, dude?
In other words, they keep saying things that just collide in midair as logic, and nobody fucking says, wait a minute, that just simply didn't go with that. And we don't add it up. Go ahead.
Understood.
Personally benefits. Why? Because the Saudis and the Israelis are bribing him to attack Iran. Remember that the Saudis invested $2 billion in the private equity fund of Jared Kushner, who is the son-in-law of Donald Trump. And the Israelis, through Miriam Adelson, have been financing Trump's local career, right? So Miriam Adelson, a few months back, said that she will put up $250 million if Trump were to run a third term. So Trump is getting a lot of financial and political support from the Saudis and the Israelis. Also remember that if this war goes sideways and Trump is forced to use ground troops, he will probably get approval from Congress, and this will give him emergency war power.
He just said Trump's being bribed, folks. You know Trump ain't being bribed. He just said, this guy that's supposedly the fucking expert just said Trump's being bribed. And you're supposed to listen to this fucking idiot? Go ahead, Orthodox.
Trump being bribed in his ego, not monetarily. Being bribed in his ego.
Go ahead.
Him to influence the midterms. So Trump is thinking about a third term. And I think at the ballot box, he probably won't get it. But if there's a war going on and you can delay elections and you have emergency war powers and people rally around the flag, then he probably will get a third term. And the last factor that is very important is eschatological.
Yeah, so pretty much Trump wants to reenact Revenge of the Sith, as far as I can tell.
So we got one man, Trump, that's just destabilizing the world because he wants to be a president for a third term.
Well, we can make him president for life.
This is what I'm saying.
I don't mind making president.
If you stop and think about how ludicrous that is, how ridiculous that is, you would see that these people, this fella here, are so fucking crazy that we're all out of our fucking minds and we don't even know what to fucking think, because to think that this is all happening in large because Trump wants a third term is fucking ridiculous. Go ahead.
But I don't mind making president for life. He's already 80. So.
Well, that's.
Let's go, Hank.
Factor where if you look at the Epstein files, it's clear that we are run by secret societies. It's clear that the world is run by these individuals who have a lot of power. We don't know who they are, but they control the military. They control
hold on, right here.
national security apparatus. And these people,
you just heard him say it. You just heard the motherfucker. We know the world's run by secret societies. And my question is this. Why are you giving Trump such power then, you fucking prick? In other words, this guy in these positions, we're so confused. You can get these fucking commentators and they can talk about, go completely fucking diametrically opposed to what they just said with something else that just completely cancels out what they just said. And we, the citizens, are sucking up what this fucking idiot says. Thank you very much. Go ahead.
If you think this completely cancels out what he says, then you're dumber than I expected.
I don't even know what you just said. Go ahead, Ortho.
You're dumber than I expected if you think that fact that we're always run by secret societies is incompatible with Trump being having a high ego and having control right now.
I'm just saying, of course, there's secret societies running the world. It's called the One World Order corporate machine. He's saying that Trump's doing all this because of what Trump wants to do. My point is the secret the people that aren't in the public eye are telling Trump what to do. So in other words, he's being truthful here, Hank. He's saying secret societies run the fucking world, but yet earlier he said Trump is doing this of his own accord.
Okay, and now let me synthesize it. Let me synthesize it for you. Trump is a member of multiple secret societies right now.
You didn't imply that.
I'm saying that. That's a synthesis. Shut up. That's the synthesis. This is how it works. You think it's a contradiction, and I'm trying to synthesize it for you.
I'm talking about what this this Chinese fella just said. He said Trump is acting of his own accord. It's a complete contradiction.
It's not a complete contradiction because the synthesis is that Trump is in the secret societies.
That doesn't matter. Then Trump would be doing the bidding of the secret societies. He is
the secret societies.
You're correct. Yes, Trump is part of it. That's my point. He's not of his own accord. This guy said earlier that Trump is of his own accord.
He is the secret society. He controls most of them. The ones at least in power now.
All right, now I know. Okay, woo, there it went. Trump's in the fucking control of the secret society. Motherfucker, go ahead. All right, go ahead.
There are different names for these people. You can call them the Illuminati. And the Illuminati are composed of three major groups. Okay, you have the Jesuits, who control the Vatican. You have the Sephardim Frankists, which control the modern state of Israel today. You have the Freemasons, which control the national security apparatus of the United States. And they believe that Israel, this war in the Middle East, is key to the end times in creating heaven on earth. So it's almost like a script that they're following, even though it doesn't make any geopolitical sense. Okay, so I would say that these three are the best reasons why this is happening.
Wow. Well,
So
sir,
my point
I hope you come back. This was very informative, I think, for both of us. We
Let's push out to the rest of the video and then we'll take comments.
Hey, if you like that video, hit the like.
All right. Apparently that is the end of the video. All right. So
No, you just
I think
you just heard this guy at the end talk about 3 organizations, which he didn't. I still say that of course, though, that's a good description, close, but I just whatever it calls corporate. But earlier, I'm telling you, the guy said he gave Trump way too much credit for being his own own man, and I'm saying he just completely contradicted himself, and none of those people on that panel interviewing him asked him about it. It was a complete blatant contradiction, and he got away with it because you don't have to do anything other than just talk stupid shit on these programs.
Well, I mean, I think him and Hank are more in agreements than y'all are giving each other credit for, honestly, because he's basically said the same thing that you and Hank said. The difference between you, Hank, and him is the level of autonomy these people who are the face of these quote unquote secret societies have. That's what y'all are arguing about.
Oh, I'm just saying out of his own words. He said Trump is doing this. He didn't say Trump is doing the bidding of his advisors. He said Trump is doing this, and he said it in many times as if Trump is creating this thinking of his own mind. That's what I'm saying. That's why I'm saying this is spooky, because this fucker's getting away with it, and nobody's catching on to the contradictions. Actually, this guy led us into some reality at the end. But previous to that, he was talking complete sandbox childish shit.
Fair enough.
It seems like Be Brave doesn't comprehend how people work. People tend to work in groups.
Yeah, I can see that. Well, okay, so moving on from that, Bahrain, they had a land bridge that was connecting them to Saudi Arabia get attacked, and now the pro-Iranian forces are actually doing a regime change revolution within the Bahrain, and they can't get their troops over the land bridge to put it down. So, and this is what was happening last night, I believe. Early morning would be over there.
اقترب الوعد بسقوط الشيطان الأكبر والرد محضر وتقرر يا جند الإسلام فهبوا بالموت الأحمر القائد كبر زمجر اقترب الوعد بسقوط الشيطان الأكبر والرد محضر وتقرر يا جند الإسلام.
Actually, Chuck, I'm glad you're here. Tucker has been whining to go OUT. After this video, hold it down. I'm going to take him OUT for anywhere from 5 to 20 minutes. So just give me some time. So what you're seeing in this video is the local law enforcement and military wing in Bahrain, the pro-Western, pro-Saud, whatever, is being just outright overran by students and pro-Iranian forces. And before I go to take him OUT, there's something scary going on. There's something scary going on in the U.S. The nukes are moving. The nukes are moving.
What?
The nukes are moving.
Oh, God.
They're moving the nukes.
What makes you think that's a nuke?
I don't know. It's a nuke. I'm just trying to spread fear. Okay.
You might as well. Everybody else is doing it, Orthodox.
Well, I'm hoping it'll get me some super chats, man.
You heard what France is doing, didn't you?
I have not. What is France doing?
They got a fleet of nuclear-armed jets, okay, as a deterrent system. Well, now they're going to start assigning them out to other European countries. But still, France is going to have control of if the bomb goes or not, but they'll be part of the other country's defenses. I didn't realize they had that many nukes.
I didn't either.
So
France
last
is
night,
the world. France is the world's leading production of nuclear reactors globally. Most countries that do it. So they also provide a fuel supply for it. So yes, they are very capable of making nuclear weapons because they get the materials in return.
well, he plans on making 800 more armed jets like that. They're strictly nuclear.
One more thing before I go. Israel is apparently warning America and regional allies that Iranian cluster munitions can break apart and strike 80 separate targets.
Well, that's what we saw on some of those, it seemed like.
Yeah.
The cluster.
Yeah, I think that's what we were saying. But I'm going to take Tucker OUT.
MICKUIMOUSE.
Yeah, Chuck, if you want to hold it down for me.
Yes, sir. I'll do my best. Can't promise you anything.
Fair enough.
Well, good morning, gentlemen. Where are we at?
Oh, the conspiracy theorists are crying.
About what, sir?
Life in general, everything.
Well, life is a conspiracy. Didn't you know that?
Apparently it is.
What you got to do is go look down any drain hole and you'll find a rabbit hole. I used to chase so many of them rabbit holes that I wore myself out at one time when I was younger.
I think the
that's why, Chuck, you sit back and you go, it's all bullshit, and live your life, and you realize that we live like God's here, and don't worry.
Yes, sir.
Don't worry about it. Don't worry about a damn thing, because we can't change it. Ain't nothing anybody's gonna do about it. Just observe and be thankful that you're not a part of that shit, because people really are dying in this stage show.
Oh, for sure. This ain't a dog and pony thing we're watching. This is the real deal. Some people don't even think they're over there fighting. I'm like, please.
Oh, these people getting their asses whooped. I guess basically probably what the biggest contention having to deal with Iran is hunting down the IRCG members, right? And I always get kind of weird. When I was there, they boasted numbers in upwards of 300,000, which is really fucking a lot of people, right? But usually publicly, I think they listed recently 190,000, right? So you can top off regimes, right? But these are generally people that, or at least the organization itself, is supposedly holds loyalty to the ideology of the theocracy, right? It's not like a standing national army that was its intention is to protect the country. Its intention is to protect the theocracy, aka the belief system, right? I don't think going after those 300,000 people. I'm saying it's 300,000 because I don't see any reason why that number would change. But that seems to be the thing that most likely going to be difficult to contend with, right? And this idea of trying to like appease to the people and get them to take over like the cities. The IRCG mostly is firing those missiles from that huge, whatever, that fucking mountain range that's over there, right? Like it's a huge storage system, right? So they pull them out, fire off a couple, pull the trucks back in. So unless somebody's sitting there with a helicopter trying to monitor the whole thing, it ain't much you're going to do with it.
Well, I've seen them blow up a couple of them trucks that you're talking about.
Yeah, and that's the problem, right? They have thousands of these things.
Mm-hmm.
If you're in Tehran, right, and you go through any major highway that they have here, actually you get Hafez, he'll even show pictures of it, right? So you imagine you've got this highway that goes through the middle of a mountain in Tehran, right? Yeah, houses on top of it. Every one of those offshoots in those tunnels, they have another road that goes down to them. Usually the doors are open half the damn time. And that's just basically huge missile storage. And they're as wide as any roadway, like a highway kind of thing. So there's plenty of space for storage, and it's been there for I don't know how long. This doesn't even count. That's the stuff that's just inside of Tehran. That doesn't count all that crap they have in the mountain range. So I'm not so sure how they're going to contend with it, right? But it would be the only thing that I tend to agree with them is that war of attrition, right? So if you got to have to figure out how to stop the IRCG from firing.
Right. And I've seen them blow, like, I've seen a couple of videos where they show them trying to set up those new launchers as they pull them out in various spots. And as they're putting them together, they're blowing them up.
Yeah.
But I think they.
Is that one that the videos that the DoD released saying that it takes roughly about 25 to 30 minutes for the truck to set up and get ready for launch?
Yeah. The ones they unclassified.
Yeah, that's the one that's along that mountain range, and I don't think we have any way of monitoring it. But we're definitely not flying helicopters around there because it's too easy to take the choppers out. So
not yet. We don't have air supremacy. We got air superiority, and then
I don't know.
One of the two.
Yeah.
Where if they achieve air supremacy, that means they can fly any type of aircraft without any danger. But they're not even close to that yet.
I do, however, think what's the standing list is 13 countries are actively fighting. I actually do think that countries like Saudi Arabia, they have a standing military, Kuwait, and all of them. I actually think they should send their ground troops in, right? Like if it's the case that you actually need some type of boots on the ground, I think they should be the one to contribute.
Oh, I agree wholeheartedly because they're the ones crying that they want protection from us.
Well, it would be the concept of, in the case of I can't say UAE, right? Because I think their population's only 11% of their population is actually their own people. But like Saudi Arabia, they have, I think roughly about 30,000 troops ready to that have capability of being deployed, right? But they're selling oil, right? So it would seem like they would have a vested interest in the Strait of Hormuz being shut down. They should utilize their resources, which I'm fine with, right? I did this idea. So, in the thing that the Chinese guy was talking about on TV, right, was the same thing that you're going to find on the what was the example? Was the South China Post or something like that, right? Like on their news thing was the concept of they're taking 20,000. We're throwing $4 million missiles at $20,000 drones, right? Yes, that is technically true. But we're also not protecting everybody with it, right? We're only protecting our assets.
Correct.
So it's kind of they're doing their own shit. I just wish they'd be a little bit more involved, to be honest with you.
Who operates those Patriot and THAAD batteries that these countries have? Us or them?
Them. UAE has they have their own set. Saudi has their own. There's always been beef between Iran and everything to the west of them, right? Like that's always been the case. They've always
yeah.
So we ended up selling most of that stuff, especially to UAE and especially to Saudi Arabia. So they've got it, and I believe Kuwait does too. So the Patriot defense system they have.
So why are missiles so expensive compared to drones?
Because of one fuel for example, would be just like the equivalent of aircraft fuel is expensive, right? So would rocket fuel. But then you've got ballistic systems, you've got tracking systems, targeting systems. Like there's a lot of shit inside of them, right? Whereas a drone is kind of. I hate describing it this way because it doesn't do it justice, right? But it's a radio-controlled airplane without fucking bomb on it, right?
Right.
But I also think those missiles can carry a hell of a lot better payload, right? So that's the difference between a big boom and a medium boom.
Well, the drones we have carry a pretty good boom. I know that.
Yeah.
Both sides.
Well, they've also got like, so when they're talking about like $20,000 drones, right? They're not talking about like these fucking huge ass like Reaper drones or anything like that. Like they're just talking about like the equivalent of like something like a radio controlled airplane, a lot wider and a lot larger than you buy at your local Walmart, right? But that would be the concept of it. But anyways, and now Iran actually does produce them. They've been producing them for years, so there's no telling how.
Well, they've had what 70 years to stockpile weapons.
Well, they've been selling them, right? Like that was the thing that Syria had, right? So even going back like 12 years, they've always been producing something. So
well, I know they were selling a lot of drones to Russia too.
Yeah. Oh yeah, that's right. Right when they popped off, they were selling.
Yeah.
We have no idea what their stockpile would be.
No, we don't. Like you said, that mountain range can steal so much.
Mm-hmm.
That's what they was talking about with the nuclear place we were trying to blow up the first time during the 12-day war.
Yeah, Grid was
actually built a new one.
Grid was in chat. He said,
"Oh, is he?"
Yeah, he said, "I believe Arab nations intend on sending troops." God, I hope that's true, right? Like you probably might have seen something I haven't seen yet, but I'm kind of hoping for it.
Yeah, I haven't seen that yet. I know we got plans that they've developed for boots on the ground. Unfortunately. Yeah. I don't know what's going to happen. He got
I think
90
right now the western, anything west of Iran is highly focused on opening up the Strait of Hormuz, right? Like because that's basically their monay. As long as
that's their money.
Yeah. I know that's what they're hyper focused on.
But I thought I read that only 20% of the oil goes through the Strait of Hormuz.
Globally speaking, yes.
Yeah. Because they figure China's going to be in a hurt here pretty soon without the Iranian oil, because they depend so big on it.
To answer your question, Ben, because it's not in our interest, right? We don't get anything by putting our U.S. citizens, their boots on the ground there, right? However, Saudi Arabia, Dubai, Qatar, they actually have a vested interest in the area, so they should be contributing. You know, right? It wouldn't make any sense for us to basically get involved to that degree and then also say, you know what, we're not going to fucking fund the United Nations either. Or, I'm sorry, the European Union and their defense system, right? Well, it is for them, it's the same thing. They have their own like defense system that they deal with, and it's usually revolves around the Strait of Hormuz because that's their wallet. So their money, let them defend it.
Well, I know that Iran doesn't have a navy anymore. That's gone.
Yeah, didn't we just take out 9 of their fucking big ass boats?
Yeah, and we think their drone carrier they had, we sunk that right off. And they was talking about the only place to actually, like, if we were to put ground troops in, would either be from Kuwait or Saudi, or from that port, a big port there on the southern tip at the strait. Because
I'd be surprised, to be honest with you. I'd be real surprised if we actually sent in, you know, outside of any technical technical trainers or anything. I'd be real surprised if we actually sent in combatants.
Well, I think he's going to have to put something over there to do what he wants to do, to install the government that he wants to install, I think.
Has anybody, well, the people, weren't the people crying for that king that's over in Canada? I guess it's the son of the king.
Oh, the Prince.
Yeah, Prince, Pavi, or whatever his name is.
Holly, or I can't remember his name. He's not. What's he got? Like a 20% following, I think, or it's a low number.
I have no idea, right? I know we supported his father quite well, right? I mean that.
Oh yeah, yeah. That was the Shaw.
Yeah. I mean, I don't oppose him, right? But I just don't think he's going to get on an airplane and just walk in Iran right now.
Oh
Pretty
no,
sure that's
oh no. There's still too many IRGC heads.
Yeah.
All we've done is decapitated the head.
Yeah.
The rest of the body is still functioning, in my opinion.
Yeah,
I think these, if I remember right, the IRGC, the regional commanders always have had strict control over what they do. In other words, they didn't wait for, the only instruction they waited for was to fight. And then the regional commanders decided where they would target their weapons and stuff like that. I could be wrong, but I thought that's what I've seen.
Yeah. Their function is to defend the theocracy. The Islamic theocracy is generally what their oaths are to. It's actually not to the country.
I don't know, Greg. The stories I'm seeing on the Iranians, nobody's stepping up to the plate over there, because you still got too much chaos, I think, until they can get rid of more of this munitions problem and these IRGC heads. There was a few videos that came out the first day or two showing the IRGC goon squads that they got for riots and things.
Yeah.
Those suckers, they were showing them setting up for what they thought was going to be a demonstration area. And them troops or policemen, whatever you want to call them, were armed to the gill.
Yeah, those are called Basiji. They're actually
there you go.
It's kind of they're actually a volunteer service, right? They don't even get paid.
Are you serious?
Yeah, the Persians call them juice box whores because they used to give out. Now, obviously, this is a long time ago, but they used to give out those like little juice boxes for their service.
Wow, people volunteer for that. Oh my goodness.
Well, yeah, back then you wanted to, 25 years ago, you wanted to be in the government's good graces, right? And that you wanted your name on a piece of paper involved with the government.
Chinese millennials are given their homes by the government. It's a totally, we'll come back here. It's a totally different dynamic, you moron. Who's he talking to? Oh, he's talking to not laws.
But that's a good idea to ask the government for a home. I'm probably going to do that tomorrow.
Yeah, most people generally would do it. For them, it was kind of like, so 25, 35 years ago, that was the idea, was you wanted a government job, right? So yes, you would do these things to get your name on a piece of paper in hopes of getting access to a government job.
Gotcha.
I mean, if I did get one, that would be the easiest way to discharge my student loan, because the corporations don't want to pay anyone anything, and they don't even want to run themselves properly either to stay in business. So it's just kind of
most of they didn't have students. So they have some private universities, but not many, right? So they don't have like student debt. They have the national entrance exams, things like that, right? So their students technically
you know about China. What is the percentage of their power grid
of China?
Of? Yeah,
mostly coal.
That's what I thought.
But to be fair, right? Like their manufacturing level, right? Even if It's because they're constant. Their manufacturing is at a constant state of like change, right? So like every quarter, you'll have a bunch of factories opening up. Sometimes you'll get something closed down, right? But it's just constant up and down, right? So coal is just more reliable for them, just because it's one quarter they'll have a huge consumption, next quarter not so much, right? It's what they have to work with.
I remember back when I was working in a steel mill in the 80s and 90s that we used to take and process coal and turn it into coke, which all it is you're turning the loose coal, you cook it, and you make these rocks out of it. And we made high grade coke. Well, China would come over.
I like some grade coke.
Jeez.
China would come over and buy our coke, and in return, give us the shit that they made, which was shit because they made their coke by open pits. They would put all this coal into a big sand pit, basically, or rock pit, bury it, and then cook it to make their coke. But their coke was much smaller and it was a crappier product.
And what the hell are y'all taking pop shots at Grid for in chat?
I don't know.
I'm not worried about chat. I want to say something. The private university I went to closed down. They just closed down 2024, and they were supposed to give refresher classes. When I went there like a decade ago, they were refusing to do refresher classes. So I think they turned themselves a non-profit as a bid to get money from people who graduated, and that failed because probably other people couldn't get anywhere either from their degree. Anywhere they wanted to get to, at least.
Oh, yeah, there was a college in St. Louis that was like that. And they, at first, they were able to get jobs right out the gate for these graduates. And then it got to the point where only like 1 out of 20 were able to secure a job. And then finally the college went defunct, like what you're talking about, Hank. Because they could no longer guarantee anything. College degree for everybody doesn't really make any sense in my book, but what do I know? I was the last person to ever think I'd have one, but...
Well, I mean, hold on. That's an outdated way of thinking. And I'm not trying to insult you, Chuck. College education is for everyone. People should be restricted on what they can choose based on aptitude or based on availability, right?
Kind of like what the armed forces does, yeah.
Yeah, nobody should be allowed to do underwater basket weaving at the cost of the state. Everyone should be able to go into medicine, law school, engineering, anything in the STEM or anything in medicine. Even trades, yeah.
I don't know how I feel about everyone, right? Because I'm not gonna lie, some of you fuckers, I don't want y'all as doctors. Y'all touch me, I'm gonna break your arm.
Yeah, well, I have a different way of thinking about it, right? If a motherfucker can do the work, even if they are given affirmative action, like if they can do the work to pass, then they deserve the respect. Because I've had plenty of Black and Indian doctors. It annoys me that our nation isn't practicing like National Socialism and investing into their own people. But if you can do the work and you can pass the tests, you can be
gonna lie. You go get you an ND, right? Most of these fuckers, they just like boot camp, they drop out, right? That takes 10 years of your personal life instantly gone just so you can be a doctor. Yeah, no, I wouldn't want to do it.
I'm not advocating for the lowering. I'm not advocating for the lowering of standards. I'm advocating for subsidies for poorer folks and people within our country. By the way, I'm not advocating the lowering of subsidies at all, or not subsidies, the lowering of standards at all.
Hey, Grid,
But
you're gonna have to explain to them all of the other chemicals that go into cells, right? Because to them, it's nothing but like a piece of plastic and maybe a glass panel.
Piece of glass.
You're gonna have to talk to them about the silicon and shit like that. You really have to break it down to them.
And when they start breaking down, they leach the soil.
So here's a video. Retired U.S. Army Colonel. All
And I don't
have been destroyed. Our harbor installations are destroyed. We have to fall back on India ports.
What about China?
Go ahead. What were you saying before I play the video?
I was going to say Grid. Be Brave left. I guess the panel got too big or something. So, or he bowed out. He didn't say anything. He just poof.
Yeah,
you know.
That's why I usually leave too. I never say I'm leaving. I just go. It's not a big deal.
Yeah, Brave doesn't like.
Oh, I was just letting OG know because those two are kind of buds.
He can count. He can see his screen as far as I can tell.
Fair enough.
He's blind. He's blind.
What about China's ability to impact outcomes in the Straits of Hormuz with what is now the government of Iran, and then 50% of their oil on the other side waiting to get through?
Well, China and Russia are sitting on the sidelines monitoring everything. They're in close touch with the government. They're providing satellite intelligence, which accounts for some of the tremendous successes, particularly in Israel and on our U.S. bases. All of our bases have been destroyed. Our harbor installations are destroyed. We're actually having to fall back on India and Indian ports, which are less than ideal. That's what the Navy says. And I think Iran, much to our disappointment, is faring very, very well. The question is, how long can we keep this up? I think logistics is the vulnerable part of this entire operation. Remember, you've got to go back and reload. You've got to fly things in. You've got to sail in. Iran is a continental power, 93 million people, the size of Western Europe. Both China and Russia are continental powers. They don't have supply chain problems. Their manufacturing capabilities are intact. Right now, the missile cities that underlie all of Iran's provinces are untouched, and they have.
And that's what I was gonna bring up to you, Grid, but I had to bounce out. Is the Iranians have been doing? We were talking about Iran on your panel the other day. The Iranian military factories are either underground or bored into the mountains partially. So we haven't really demolished their ability to manufacture new weapons and replace the old ones. We've damaged their civilian infrastructure and caused problems for the civilians, but their military have been indoctrinated and loyalists, man. Like, I mean, it might be a slog, man.
Have an inexhaustible supply of missiles. I think this is going to go on for some time.
Sort of yes and sort of no. So you're right that so like their drone manufacturing is actually located in the mountains, right? It's the same thing with their missile manufacturing. It's all in those same mountains, right? Yes, you can't actually get to it, destroy it, but you can actually interrupt the processing, right? They still have to have these delivery systems, right? Like, so that the materials have to be shipped in, right? Those can be shut down. So you can disrupt it and stop it. It's just not like an instantly like turning on a switch or like flipping a switch and just turning it off.
Yeah, I mean, I understand that, but they've had 70 years to get that infrastructure in place, and they typically build their processing facilities near their mining facilities. They aren't participating in globalism. Yeah. And then on top of that, they build their manufacturing facilities next to their processing and resource facilities. So it's kind of a closed loop. And most of these mines, most of these processing facilities are in the mountains.
Yes. At least for sure, their drone and their missile manufacturing is in the mountains.
Well, that's really all they need right now, and then they can be a decentralized combat force with mainly with modern equipment and still pose a threat. I think we would no doubt have air superiority, but their missiles are fucking us up. So I mean,
to be fair, their missiles are fucking up the neighbors, not so much us.
Well, it's our bases they're hitting.
Yeah, not as much as you'd think, right? We move some stuff around, and don't get me wrong, right? But they haven't actually been taking us out so much.
Well,
Now,
the casualties, I found out where that 160 number come from. It didn't come from the school. So what the U.S. isn't telling us is they evacuated the bases, right? But they put them in those hotels that were hit by drones. And the reason those hotels were being hit is American soldiers did the same dumbass shit Ukrainians and Russians did. They took social media pictures. They were filming, oh, I'm in the Burj Khalifa. I'm in the da da da da da da. And then the fucking Iranians are like, bet, bitch. Do. So it's probably close to 161 casualties, and we're just not being told. So,
shout out to the fuckers that won't live on base or stay in the assigned dorms too. I was one of those. I wasn't doing it, right? But yeah, that is usually the problem.
I'll be right back.
Fair enough. All right, we're going to finish this video out.
The question is, when does Israel step up and say they've had enough? We went through that before during the 12-day war. When do they say this is too much? When do they say if this doesn't stop, we use a nuclear weapon? That's what I would be concerned about. And that's where President Trump, who really doesn't appear to be in charge, Mr. Netanyahu does, has got to be prepared to step in and say, no, there will be no use of nuclear weapons. That's what I worry about.
And they're bitch smacking Trump's pride with this whole he's being controlled by Netanyahu. So
I don't know. So it would be true that Israel typically does what Israel wants to do, right? No contesting there. I don't know about that concept of Trump, because it was us that took out the Supreme Leader's compound, right? That was us. So I don't. I'd like to ask that fucker some questions, right? Because the idea of in charge, I don't think it would be the same. It would be the same on the reverse side too, right? So like if Israel wanted to stop and we didn't want to, it's a two-way street there. I don't know if it means much of anything.
Well, so this is the largest American radar in the Gulf. It's used for early warning with a range of 5,000 kilometers and priced at $1.1 billion. It's monitoring the entire Middle East. It has been bombed and taken out. Check this shit out. We actually watched this on one of the videos the other night where he blew up the radar dome. That is fucking crazy. And then let's see here.
Most of our intel is coming from, was it the P8 and the AWACS planes?
Mm-hmm. The one being shot down?
Oh no. No, most of U.S. intel is actually coming from ground sources. If you don't think that U.S. has actually people on the ground in Iran, you'd be. So let me tell you the threat about dual nationals. And this was Iran was bitching about this 10 years ago, right? They couldn't tell the difference between their people and our people.
So Trump says he may have forced Israel's hand to go to war with Iran, not the other way around. I might have forced their hand. He did this press conference, and it's totally in response to him saying he's being controlled by Netanyahu. Look at the feet in this man's face.
No, I might have forced their hand. You see, we were having negotiations with these lunatics. And it was my opinion that they were going to attack first. They were going to attack. If we didn't do it, they were going to attack first. I felt strongly about that. And we have great negotiators, great people that do this very successfully and have done it all their lives very successful. And based on the way the negotiation was going, I think they were going to attack first. And I didn't want that to happen. So if anything, I might have forced Israel's hand. But Israel was ready, and we were ready, and we've had a very, very powerful.
All right, ladies and gentlemen. I'm only going to go 30 more minutes because there's another story I want to cover. unless we get some super chats in. I don't care if they're $1, $5. Let's just get a couple of them in. I'll keep going. If not, we got 30 more minutes. And then later today, in an hour or two, I'll be coming back and doing a game stream. Whenever I do a game stream, I have a panel in the background so people can come up and talk if they want to. So I will be streaming again today. But let's get some super chats in if you enjoyed the show. If you don't feel like donating, you don't feel like we did enough to deserve a donation, like the video and at least share the video. That helps just as much. That helps grow the channel. That helps grow the audience. I appreciate you all for watching and chilling with me. Well, this is the end of that video.
Full impact.
I forced Israel to build greater Israel. So the next story I want to get into, and I've been trying to pull off the Iran topic for a second now.
Oh, okay, go right ahead.
I don't know where it happened or the details behind it, but there were 3 or 4 teens, and I say teens for a specific reason. What video game will I be playing? I will be playing StarCraft. Oh, shit.
Grid is backstage.
What's up, Grid?
What's up, man? How you doing?
Nothing much. I will be playing the original StarCraft. I will be playing until I lose. I'll be playing at least the first 4 or 5 missions, unless I just keep getting my ass beat or it takes a while. But yeah, I'll be playing StarCraft 1 and then maybe some RimWorld. Get that started for the audience.
OG, when are you going to do another episode of Candy Crush?
I've never played Candy Crush.
Ah, sir, don't lie.
No, I don't know what that is.
Uh-huh.
Like, I know what it is, but I've never played it.
Yes, another RTS fan. If you want the original Telenation, I know a guy.
Perhaps.
And also, I'll be doing a stream with Benjamin if he doesn't cancel. I thought he was going to cancel it because of that Iran thing, but he scheduled it, so it's going to be at 2:05 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. So,
do you need a kind of a beefy computer to run Star Citizen? I heard the graphics were a little monstrous.
He's playing StarCraft, not Star Citizen.
StarCraft? Yeah, I'm playing StarCraft. Yeah, StarCraft's an old game.
Runs on a potato.
Oh, okay. I thought he meant Star Citizen.
Even Star Citizen, you can run it on a not very powerful computer. Just you can't run it at
money talks, gentlemen. Money talks. Not laws. Here's $10, but you have to say fascism is lame, or I will never send another one. Shout it. I like money. Thank you, not laws. I appreciate that. So this story,
fascist is going to give it
up. Virtue is so cheap.
Well, I mean, I can say things without believing it.
Oh, you're a paid shill.
Hey, I will run 24-hour CCP propaganda if they paid me. I ain't even gonna lie to you.
Oh, did you see the Candace Owens thing where Matt Wallace came out and said that he was offered money to say bad shit about Candace Owens? Or somebody offered him money to say shit about Candace Owens. Did you see that?
I did not, but I believe it. I still think she's crazy, but I believe it. I think so.
I don't think I think he made this shit up.
You
I think
do?
he made it up. Oh yeah. Yeah, 100%.
That's
because first of all, he's on her side. It's like, why would you approach somebody that's on her side that backs her up? That would literally be like me going to Chuck and say, "Hey Chuck, I want you to throw OG under the bus. I'll give you $10." Now he might do it.
Wait, Matt Walsh was on Owen's
Wallace.
side?
Matt Wallace.
Oh, okay. I thought you said Matt Walsh. Okay, Matt.
No, Wallace. Sorry,
Yeah. I don't know who that is. Orthodox Sheckelstein. It's actually Sheckelstein Bergenstein. Hilarious.
Get those shekels in. More shekels.
Thank you for the cash for the super chat. Not lost. I appreciate it. But this story, I ran across it, and we don't see many of these stories, and I want to cover it because occasionally something will happen, and the perpetrator will be the victim skin color, race, or whatever. And you won't hear a lot about it. And this particular case has pissed me off to the point that I just have to talk about it.
Okay.
You have, I believe it was two teenagers, two boys that are accused of raping or graping a 12-year-old.
Oh Lord.
And one of the young men was flexing their charges on their TikTok.
Mm-hmm. Not uncommon.
And then the other one's father is pulling the race card, and that's the only reason I even bring up the race, because I'm trying not to do that. I'm trying to be a better person and actually think logically, and let that be the last resort.
Right.
And because I mean, it is a very real thing. It is a very real thing. I have to say that it is a very real thing.
This is the case in Miami, correct?
I don't know where it's at. I just saw it. But then you also have one of the boys' aunts, like outright. You have to see it. You have to see it. We have to cover it. I'll play the video. First, I'll read off the blurb about it, and then I'll play this video. Breaking: the father of one of the teens, 13, 12, accused of raping a 12-year-old girl, brings out the race card and blames everyone else. Victim's mother speaks. A young black man that was visiting Miami, Nelson Nunes, 13, and Josiah Jones, 12, are accused of taking a girl into a community garden in Miami on June 18th and attacking her. Jones' father, Melvin, called the allegation against his son bogus and blamed the two other boys for the attack. Police allege Nunes forced the victim on a couch while Xavier Tyson, 14 at the time, helped restrain her. Investigators say Jones put rocks in her mouth to muffle her screams while Nunes raped her. Authorities say the assault lasted nearly 30 minutes and stopped only after the girl's father began calling her name. All three have been charged as adults. A judge ordered Nunes and Jones held without bond. So this is the video that go along with that. And I want to get through this story as quickly as possible, so I will minimize the pausing on any videos.
That's the mother of 12-year-old Josiah Jones screaming at anyone who would listen after today's court hearing as her son faces charges as an adult in a case involving the rape of a 12-year-old girl.
I don't care if they get 10, 20, 30, 40, 50 years, 100 years. Guess what? I'm going to always feel like as a mother, as a woman, I'm going to always feel like it's not enough.
The girl's mother speaking to Local 10 recently saying she just wants justice for her daughter. According to police, the girl was leaving a friend's home when she encountered the boys near a community garden in Overtown. Investigators allege 13-year-old Nelson Nunez raped her, while 12-year-old Josiah Jones and Xavier Tyson, who was 14 at the time, restrained her. Police say Jones put rocks in her mouth to stop her from screaming. All three boys are being charged as adults. The victim says it went on for about 30 minutes, and the boys stopped when they heard her father calling her name. In court today, attorneys for two of the three boys arrested in this case formally entered not guilty pleas, requested jury trials, and invoked discovery requiring prosecutors to turn over all evidence. They also argued their clients, Jones and Nunez, should not be in adult jail.
At this point, you have a 13-year-old kid sitting in jail, and
I'm going to be real with you. I agree he shouldn't be in jail, but for totally different reasons.
me and I think my co-counsel, the lawyer for the co-defendant, we both will be fighting hard to get our clients out of jail.
As for Jones's father, he tells us the allegations against his son are not true.
A young black man that was visiting Miami. It was with the wrong two kids, a 15 and a 14-year-old. My son is 12 years old and has a father that takes care of him. These allegations are bogus.
Excuse me?
Yeah, that was him pulling the race card. And
he didn't pull it. He threw that bitch down like a signal wand.
Yeah. And here's the 12-year-old. This is the 12-year-old, by the way. This is the fucking 12-year-old that's not guilty. He's posting his fucking He's bragging about his charges on his TikTok. This is the 12-year-old.
Why has he got a TikTok? Why doesn't he have an ass whooping instead?
Yeah. And
you were all thinking it. Don't worry. I'll say
no. This is what I'm thinking. Uncle Ruckus had it right. Let's look at it real quick. Uncle Ruckus had it right.
We had that happen right up there when St. Louis I used to live. There was a kid, he was under 18, but he was flashing a stockpile of armament, firearms on his one of his social media accounts.
But my brother used to do that with my guns all the time, and it pissed me the fuck off.
Well, and the cops knew that this, number one, it was a kid, but this has been a kid that's been in trouble for various armed robberies and shit like that. And this, somehow they got a hold of it and they fucking raided his ass and hauled him off.
Good.
Because he did have the stockpile of firearms.
Well, see, I also had a stockpile of firearms that my brother would pose with, and I just did my brother dirty. I'd go on his social media, but bro, stop posing with my goddamn guns.
Yep.
I'd piss him the fuck off, and all his friends would laugh. I'd be like, I ain't even trying to be mean, but if you're gonna front with your own shit.
Yeah, all you're doing is advertising.
He learned that the hard way when I had a couple guns stolen, and me and him had a rough patch for a while. Go ahead.
I wanted to push this out here. So, like, if the question is why was a 12-year-old charged as an adult? And it's because grape, in this case, is considered or classified as a capital crime. In 1977, that allowed anybody under the age, well, in 77, it was anybody under the age of 12. I think they moved it down to the age of 11, right? Anything that could be charged with a punishment of a death penalty, which grape is included in that, can effectively move somebody's charge.
Yeah, but you can't. Yeah, but even if they're charged as an adult, it's a federal law because of the race baiting and all that shit. They can't. Even it's a federal law that you cannot. Even states cannot issue the death penalty to anyone under the age of 18.
Let me see here. That one I don't know.
That's why Ahmaud Arbery will not face the death penalty for first-degree murder if he's convicted in Texas. But the reason that this pissed me off and I wanted to cover it and talk about it, my first reaction was to be an evil racist, and I know from the get-go that the victim was a young black girl. It does not matter to me. When it comes to murder and grape, I don't care what race the victim is. The perpetrator should be shot. The perpetrator should be executed. I believe in being hard on these type of crimes because they are evil.
Oh, you are absolutely correct, sir. Year was 2005, and it's Roper versus Simmons, Supreme Court ruling 5-4.
Yeah, your boy knows a lot.
Nah, I think that's a little bit too easy.
So I'm guessing that all of the states that
you're right. You're right. I said Ahmaud Arbery. I was thinking about the guys who killed Ahmaud Arbery and how they deserve the death penalty, in my opinion. And then I got that confused with the guy in Texas. There's a lot of things that have made me think, right? Like the gentleman who pursued Ahmaud Arbery. You have a right to defend your neighborhood and get people out.
Was that the two dudes and the black kid in Georgia?
Yeah.
Okay.
And like they went beyond that because they chased him in a pickup truck and like pulled guns on him and then shot him when he attempted to defend himself. The only thing I don't like about that case is that people that murdered him didn't get the death penalty, and the person who filmed it also got 20 fucking years, which he shouldn't even been he shouldn't even been arrested for anything.
What?
He didn't do anything.
Why would someone filming get punished? It's stupid.
Yeah, but that's what happened. Talk to the state of Georgia.
How
I
that's
thought
stupid.
I
don't wanna
thought it
talk
was
to them.
the.
Yeah, I was thinking about
the
the
son.
Austin. I was thinking about the Austin Metcalf case.
I thought it was the son that filmed that Aubrey situation.
But
no, it was a third party stranger from down the road.
Oh,
but yeah, I'm for capital punishment, but not just offing them. That's too easy. We can be more horrible than that, just to get even.
Oh, my thing is, if you murder someone or you grape someone, you should get the death penalty. I mean, like,
why not? Why not?
Because death is cheap. We're killing all kinds of people for nothing. We should do something. We actually mean it, rather than just we just get rid of them.
Inflict the crime upon them that they inflicted upon the victim.
Yes,
yeah, but I'm not.
Yeah, really worry with them.
I'm not gonna grape a rapist, bro. That's gross. I'm just gonna shoot them.
That's what
This is just put him in a cell with Fleece Johnson. That problem fixes itself.
Exactly.
This is the video. This is the video that made me decide to talk about this. This bitch pisses me the fuck off. And this is the aunt of one of the guys. I don't know which one she's the aunt to, but this pisses me the fuck
auntie.
off.
The auntie.
Yeah, the auntie. Yeah, the auntie. And viewer discretion is advised. Like, it's bad.
Bitch ugly? Is this bitch ugly?
She's ugly, but that's beside the point.
I can't. I'm not watching a scream, my man. I'm actually making a bunch of bullets right now. That's what I'm doing.
Yeah, we can hear you.
Base. You should do content for Gun Prattle like that. You should record the process. Unironically, Grid, that gets a lot of views, man.
I know, but you can't do it live.
Yeah, no, you can't do it live, but you can make a video. You can record it. But here we go. Here we go. This shit makes me angry. Your blood's gonna boil. I'm not trying to rage bait. The dude filming got the same sentence because his dumbass backed the blue and talked and turned over his own vid. Fair enough. But yeah, I was thinking about the Kamalo Anthony case, but even with the Ahmaud Arbery case, the two guys, the father and son who murdered him should got the death penalty. The dude who filmed shouldn't have done anything. The Kamalo Anthony should receive the death penalty. If he's found guilty. And I mean, these kids, they should receive, in my opinion, they should receive the death penalty if found guilty.
There was a case recently that popped up. A girl that was under the age of 18 killed somebody.
Mm-hmm.
And they convicted her to death. And by the time all the appeals and all that run out, she was 28 before they actually scheduled it. So I'm wondering if that's still in play.
It can't. Here's the thing: if there's 16, 17 charged as an adult, they can be given the death penalty, because in order for you to there's a minimum amount of years for them to carry out your sentence. They have to wait because you have the right to appeal.
Right.
I think you get 3 appeals.
Okay.
But here we go. Here's this ant, and this shit's gonna piss
Did
me
you
off.
mute Grid while you play the video?
Yeah, yeah. I like the sound of ammo being made. I'm sorry. I like industrial noises.
I realize it gives you a Woody.
It does. I like industrial noises. Like I'm one of those idiots that'll stand near industrial machines without their ear pro on.
Yeah, that was me too. And I paid the price.
I feel comfortable. I feel comfortable in around production machines, whether it be like when I was in Boy Scouts, we did blacksmithing, and I wouldn't wear my ear pro there. I wouldn't wear my ear pro shooting. I just feel comfortable.
Well, let me just tell you, when you get older and your hearing's gone, you'll appreciate that you would have worn it.
Well, I started to, because I realized I used to shoot a lot and I used to work in production, and like I realized the damage it was doing to my ears, and I caught it early enough to where it didn't do that much permanent damage.
That's why I have so much trouble hearing sometimes.
But let's get to this video because sooner it's over the better.
Spanish Honduran, he don't give a fuck. He savage. So he like, shit, you been talking about you wanted to do this to me. You finna, do me like this. So I guess he got aggressive with her, and she was like, oh no, I'm not finna do that. I'm not finna sleep with all of y'all. I'm only sleeping with him. So I guess whatever happened, while they was running the train on her, the lady who stayed upstairs must have on her way down to check her mail, or you get what I'm saying, drop her garbage or whatever. She seen them, because how the building is made, where the lady who seen the kids is like right there, and the farm is right there. So you can look over her balcony and see everything was going on in the farm. So I guess she spotted them. So in the midst of her spotted them, she like, what y'all doing in there? So that's when she want to yell, y'all stop, y'all stop, y'all stop. But she went home. She never told her mama anything. Going on 2 days. She never told her mama anything. When the lady came to find out who daughter it was, she went and told the stepdaddy. So when the lady told the stepdaddy, that's when the little girl went to tell her mama. They dragged her from the park. They took her there and they raped her. I ain't justifying nothing. Let me tell you something. I ain't finna sit here and read y'all comment. I got on here to check her. If you gonna tell a story the right way.
How the fuck you gonna tell the girl who just got raped tell the story the right way? You wasn't there.
That wasn't even the story they was telling. They said it was when the father called out for the girl.
This lady ain't even here. This lady wasn't even here for it.
Yeah,
that's what I'm saying.
She's talking. The mother is talking about the incident that led up to that incident, apparently, right? And she's not doing her little nephew much of a service. She's effectively publicly speaking what might possibly be used as a defense. She's really fucking the kid up.
Well, let her be stupid because they deserve the punishment they get.
This is true, and this is also why I kind of advocate for the idea that if your child commits a crime, the parents, both parents, are generally liable to it. Civilly, that's the case, right? But I kind of want it to be a criminal liability as well.
I mean, honestly, this shit like this is why I push eugenics. This is a low IQ person with family members who are probably also low IQ with propensities to violence. You get rid of this through eugenics.
Well, here's the problem with that. Because depending on who gets in charge of the program, you're going to be on the list ASAP. Because they want to get rid of anyone who's for eugenics that's not personally approved by them. Because they don't want anyone. Yes, because they don't want any rivals.
True.
Don't get on here trying to make it seem like my nephew on a run or for none of that. Because if he get direct 5-2, he already got a lawyer. But I know at the end of the day, your daughter ain't telling the truth. Your daughter only pressing charges because you forcing her to press charges. Your daughter was never a virgin.
She's a fucking minor regardless. That's the duty of the father, you fucking... I'm trying not to say the N-word.
Before she got touched.
We also might be forgetting the concept that this could actually be a harassing a witness, right? Like this woman is just dumb, just dumb.
Well, this is rife in their community. Whenever something like this happens, when I was growing up and I was adopted around my adopted father would talk about this type of shit all the time. And how this is one of the most irritating things about being black and living in the black community is anytime somebody does something wrong, you've got people like this that are trying to defend them. And it's just, what are we going to say, Hank?
This is rage bait. I'm classifying this whole thing. You're rage baiting yourself.
Probably, but I just wanted to share this shit.
I mean, you could watch anything else, but you're watching something that will piss you off. And the case isn't even done yet.
True.
So what I'm supposed to sit here and say? All they ass need they ass whoop. I'm an old school mama. I beat ass. My oldest daughter, 19 years old, 20 years old. I don't play that. I'm not none of them mama that side with no child. When you right, you right. When you wrong, you wrong. I ain't justify what none of them did. But when you get on social media, you trying to make it seem like, oh, it's just one side, when in reality, you know the truth, and it's not that side. That ain't finna go down like that, especially when it comes to my family.
She better hope that this
How she
doesn't
know
get played
everything that
attention.
happened and she wasn't there?
If I was the prosecution, I would blast this video.
Yeah, because it's kind of the thing.
Like I said, exactly. Whether it's my nephew, right is right, wrong is wrong. I never justified what they did was right. At the end of the day, I told them they goofy. All y'all going out of that one little pussy. It's plenty of little young girls out here that's fast. I didn't even fuck with my nephew for doing what he did because I got daughters too. But at the end of the day, I'm not saying they right what they did. But when y'all get on social media and trying to say certain things that's not true, I ain't finna sit there and let you say nothing about my nephew. He's not on no run. He has a court date. He goes in on the 5th. That's the reason why the news saying he's not getting charged as a juvenile. If anything, you heard her say in the beginning, the other little boy didn't get charged. That's the other little boy that she was having sex with before. So how y'all not finna charge him? But y'all charging the rest. Y'all supposed to charge all of them that was there. It wasn't just them 3 there. It was about 5, 6, 7.
Yeah, I got a link to the video. I will send you. I'll send you the link from Twitter where I got this video from. I'll send it to you. I will post it.
Somebody needs to take this woman's mic away. Oh,
yeah,
sorry,
this is why I don't believe in freedom of speech, Grid. This is why I don't believe in human rights.
I don't believe in freedom of speech either. But if it was up to me, I would probably take the mics of literally half of the panelists. So
half of them should have.
That's what's up. The third person, the third suspect that was involved, he moved out of state. There's an arrest warrant for him.
Yeah, I'm talking about you, bum sector.
I thought they all 3 were in jail.
Well, it depends, right? So this information's a little bit late, so it could be currently, right? But there was an arrest warrant, and I think
Halton says this woman should be in a summer camp turning big rocks into little rocks for the things she's been saying. That's funny.
7 boys in that field.
Accurate. It's accurate.
So why is only them that's getting charged? All of them should get charged. Not just certain ones, but at the end of the day, like I said, she got on here and said something about my nephew is on a run. He's not on a run. He has a court date. He's going to court.
If there's an arrest warrant, then he is actively running.
Like I said, at the end of the day, his auntie got lawyer fee.
This one chick in the chat, she keeps saying rocks, bro. You forgetting about the rocks. She's like the rock.
One of the suspects moved out of state, or at least they moved out of the state with their parents, right? And that it just happened to be that.
Yeah.
So apparently she's reacting to what somebody else said, thinking it was about her nephew. I have no idea.
It's just ignorant shit.
I gotta pay for mine. He's straight. Long as mine's straight, my nephew's straight, that's all that matter. I don't give 2 fucks. I could give 3, 5 fucks of what she's saying or what the rest of y'all side with. Because at the end of the day, I'm not saying my nephew wrong, but at the end of the day, that's still my nephew. I still gotta stand by his side. I still gotta be his auntie. I still gotta be the one to support them. Man, hey, Sheree, I'm not caring about what these motherfuckers saying. You know that, cousin. But that bitch got on social media talking about, oh, he's on a run. On a run from where? He has a court date. You want to see that? Let me show you what his lawyer talking about, boo.
I'm losing brain cells by the second listening to this woman.
You see what that say, Tyson lawyer? You see what that say? They are taking cases to the grand jury on 3-5, seeking an indictment as an...
Everybody keeps talking about, you keep skipping the rocks part. like Jesus Christ, bro.
Adult. So how he run away? How he run away? And this is lawyer. You don't like the fact that they let my nephew go. That's
Her
what
little
you didn't
nephew
like.
Aaron.
Little Aaron.
Little
Let
Aaron.
go. He was bonded out.
So like I said, if you're gonna get on here and tell whatever you want to tell the truth, baby. Because at the end of the day, my nephew
Don't
ain't
bother
on
this
one.
poor woman with
You go to court.
details.
Literally.
The damn weave will loosen.
Man, fuck you and suck my ass. Just know that.
Whoa.
That's
Whoa.
fucking crazy, bruh.
Yeah, I'm not gonna lie. I agree with you. I hope the prosecutor actually just puts this video on blast during sentencing.
Oh yeah, no, I would too. Here is the link to that video that we just watched for the people who wanted it. Like, that's what I saw. That's what I saw today.
Well, I about fell
GC
over.
being said presented.
I about fell over when she said there's plenty of young pussy out here. You don't have to take it. And I'm
No, you
like,
didn't have to take that pussy.
yeah.
There's other pussy out there.
That's
That's fucked
crazy.
up, man. That's fucked up. I ain't gonna lie.
That's ghetto thinking there.
And then she said she had daughters.
And I come from the ghetto. I know these types of people.
This woman is this auntie needs less tea.
Oh
Wow.
man.
Now I don't agree with holding them in the adult jail though, being that young, unless they isolated them.
Fuck that. They deserve whatever comes their fucking way.
To be fair, they bonded out, so they're not in the jail, right? However,
Oh, they're not.
Not
they bonded
not
out.
currently.
Yeah. So now, but once you're charged as an adult, right? JDC, fuck that shit, right? You're going in there with the big boys.
There has been this meme going around for a few years now. Somebody posted it under. It says, in the past 152 to 200 years, we've gone from a country where you could string up a horse thief to, we're sorry this Haitian refugee raped and murdered your daughter, but his IQ isn't high enough for him to understand what he did was wrong. So we let him go. And that has happened. That has happened.
That's facts. That's facts.
Like, I'm just sitting here like, bro, I hate this shit. But that's about everything on Iran and like the current events that just.
Well, I think Grid's making the solution right now, ain't he?
Yes.
As fast as I can. I just made 100. I'm gonna make another.
Shit.
I'm gonna make another. Yeah, that progressive press is fast. I made 400 last night. I'm gonna end up with 1,000 by the end of the day. So
you make a 223 or Creed
9 mil, baby. 9 mil.
Is that mechanical or hand press?
It's a progressive. It's a progressive press. I can show you. I just can't touch it. Give me a second. Let's see. How can I do this? What's the easiest way to do this? Here we go. Just like this. How about this? I'll just turn the camera on.
Oh, disconnected on accident.
He hit the wrong button. He found the red X, the wrong one.
Do unto others says probably safer in jail with adults rather than gremlins their own age. That's crazy.
Well, I remember, who's the fat guy? Jelly Roll. You know Jelly Roll?
Yeah, I know.
When he was a young man and got in serious trouble, he got put in adult lockup. I remember him talking about that.
Well,
so yeah, I got
China, and now Xi Jinping says we will take necessary measures to secure our energy.
Oh,
Well,
wait. When I said that China wasn't hurting, right? Like I got a little pushback. Yes, China's fucking hurting. Strait of Hormuz got shut down, right? They're manufacturing. Their money is their ability to acquire products, which requires crude oil as well. I mean, fuck.
Even they're negotiating with the United States for oil from Venezuela, but there's not even close to enough oil supply from Venezuela to even take care of their needs.
Well, they've got 1 billion people. No, there's resources are finite and they're stretched thin, then the infrastructure is stretched thin. Even if we have an abundance to take care of those people, like it's still stretched very thin.
Back.
What's up, Grid?
What's up, man? So here's my press.
Oh, wow.
That's the case feeder. All the little cases go down. This is the bullet feeder. They go down over here. And every time I chunk the handle, it makes glow. Wait, let's see. Let's see. Can we get the gloriousness? I don't know if you can get the gloriousness. Yeah, so just
that is gloriousness.
Oh, that's right in there. And then see, we've got all of this stuff here: primers, dyes, bullets. Over here.
Can you give us an economical breakdown to create a 9mm? Obviously, recycling brass.
Sure.
What's it cost you?
Can
you give like a rough idea of like a unit to make 1 9mm? Recycling brass.
So the brass is free.
Yeah.
Primers right now are about 3 cents. I actually have a calculator to do this for me.
Charles Darwin says, I want Grid's garage.
Yeah. Yeah. Oh, you guys didn't see. Hang on.
Oh wait, I don't live too far from Grid. I could do an invasion.
All right, so there's so you guys can see. There's an airplane right here.
Yeah, I've seen the airplane.
Nice.
Over here. That's another airplane. And
Oh, you got 2 of them in there.
In the middle. Yeah, and there's a motorcycle that I'm fucking around with. And
Oh,
over here, well, this is my range setup, and just over here in the car seat, because you got to take care of them when they're young. So we got to take care of them when they're young. And,
I know where Grid lives.
That's what I was thinking.
Chuck's like,
we could load up our pickup truck. We could drive to Grids, right? Because I really need a reloader, right? Like that sounds like
Chuck's like, I'm about to own an airplane.
but
you can
to get into Grids is like going to Fort Knox, buddy.
Well, you might have problems anyway.
That's what I'm saying.
But yeah, that's why I spend so much time out in my garage. So
makes sense.
Do a night trip. We're not showing up in the middle of the day.
2 Fox News anchors seem to get in an argument over the Iran deal. We're gonna watch this, and I think I'm gonna wind it down, go shower, work out for 30 minutes, eat some lunch, and then
I gotta go buy some chickens.
Yeah. So let's watch this. I'm gonna what's up, Green?
So basically, the economics of reloading, right? So the primers right now are about 4 to 6 cents each. So that's not bad. They used to be 3 cents, but that's okay. And then per pound of powder, which I haven't bought powder recently, but powder's like $40 a pound right now. Per pound of powder, I get 2,058 bullets or loads out of it. And then, so
any way you could do the math for us, just give us a rough cost, how much powder, like price wise.
That's what he's trying to do.
Yeah. So if I take 48, well, hold on, I gotta hit. So if I take $48, right, and I divide that by 2,000, we'll just call it 2,000, right?
Close enough.
So that's 0.024 cents in powder per round. Jeez. So it's 3 cents. And then the bullets, I buy 1,000 bullets for $90. So let's see. So that's 0.09. That's 9 cents. So figure it's probably about somewhere between 12 and 15 cents a round. Now I can get cheaper because I use a jacketed hollow point for all my competition and training loads.
It just sounds like the bullet itself is where your money's going in, right?
How much was the machine?
I bought that machine on sale for like $1,200, maybe $1,000.
Okay.
1,200. And then I bought the bullet feeder separately, and that was like $280.
Is the loader adjustable? Can you only do 9s?
No, I can do it. I can do 223. I can do 308.
It's universal. Okay, now it's worth it, right? This is what I'm talking about right here, right? This is how you don't go fucking broke buying ammo.
Well, right now, ammo is really competitive with buying it. If you factor in your time, if you don't care about your time, I'm going to be out here fucking around anyway. I've got airplanes to build. I've got motorcycles to fuck with. I've got content to make. So I'm going to be out here anyway. So it doesn't, like in the 10 or 20 minutes that I was listening to you listening to that crappy ass video of that crazy woman, I loaded 100 rounds. So,
right.
I mean,
is it possible with that thing, right? Like you just dump your brass in the top, right? Dump your rounds in there, and I'm assuming they load into like tubes or something, right?
Yeah.
To where you can just put like a drill or something on there to.
Well, I can automate it for about another $2,000. I can automate it, and that's because it has all kinds of sensors and things to tell if something goes wrong, so it'll stop the machine and all that and let you know. For about $2,000, I can automate it, and then I could just push the button and walk away.
I'd sit there with a hand crank. I'm not gonna lie, it doesn't sound worth it.
I actually really like it. It's just the chunk, and listening to the brass fall and the bullets in the winder. I can just sit there for, like I said, last night I spent about, I don't know, maybe an hour out here, and I loaded up probably up 500 rounds last night, maybe 600, and then.
What's the cost compared to shelf ammo?
Well, to duplicate what I build, it's probably about $32 a box. So, that's
and how many rounds are in a box?
50. So
that's what I thought.
So 32 divided by 50. That's 64 cents each right now for what I make, which is which you can't duplicate what I make, because what I make is, it's a jacketed hollow point. It's basically a defensive ammo bullet, but I load it in a competition with a competition powder and to a competition spec.
Try the same math on a 223. What are you guys running for 223 now?
223 is really cheap right now. It's about 50 cents a round, because I buy in lots of 1,000 when I buy it.
Okay.
And so I'm buying two. Let's see. I want to say it breaks down to about $8 a box or $9 a box of 20. So 45, 50 cents a round.
Did ammo just drop or something?
Oh yeah, it's been down for a while.
Yeah, like how long is a while? Like last 6 months?
Yeah, last 6 months to a year. I mean, depending on where you're at. So here in Tennessee, I've been seeing pretty good. Like I see it pretty commonly. You buy you'll buy Blazer for $12 a box. You'll buy Sig.
The state, yeah, that matters. Like New York, we're getting ass raped. Just ass raped,
oh, yeah.
right?
Yeah. Well, you guys have to pay all kinds of taxes and shit. I don't have to
There's
pay
all kinds of taxes. Plus, I think there's regulations about where you can buy ammo now out of state.
Do you gotta have a license to get the raw powder?
No.
There is technically, not in Tennessee, but in other states, there are often technically limits on how much powder you can have. But I've ignored that for a long, long time.
I
have a lot. I got a lot.
I'm not asking.
So, but yeah. So
have you
in
tried
theory-
snorting any of it? Did you ever snort the black powder?
No, but some of it smells really good. Some of it, like you can open it up and it's got like a really nice nose to it, and it just feels like something that maybe you'd want to like, have on the back porch in the middle of summer. Kind of.
Oh, nothing like the smell of napalm in the morning.
Yeah. So I mean, go ahead.
We're pulling out the USS Abraham Lincoln.
Pulling out.
Yeah, we don't need it anymore. Like,
we're pulling it full. We're sending it further into the Indian Ocean because it's almost out of air defense missiles, and it's only been 3 days.
Yeah,
there's no damage to it. There's no damage to it, but we got to resupply it. That just speaks to the intensity of what we're already dealing with. But let's watch this. Let's watch this video. And after this video, I'm gonna bounce out.
It's not 100% clear to me, General, and that's not to suggest that I don't support 100% what is happening, nor that I 100% offer my support. I just think I want to ask a couple of critical questions, and I hope you know how much respect I have for your service, and I think it goes without saying to anybody watching how much respect I have for the men making this decision.
You don't have to patronize me. Just ask the question. Go ahead.
Whoa.
Come on, ask it.
To be clear, General, I'm not patronizing you. I'm trying to have a very serious conversation in front of the American people. The men making these decisions have my utmost respect. This is less about you and everybody making these decisions. And this is about the American people understanding the investment that lies before them. Well, it's not 100% clear to me, General, and that's not to suggest that I don't support 100% what is happening, nor that I 100% offer my support. I just think I want to ask a couple of critical questions, and I hope you know how much respect I have for your service. And I think it goes without saying to anybody watching how much respect I have for the men making this decision.
You don't have to patronize me. Just ask the question. Go ahead. Come on, ask it.
To be clear, General, I'm not patronizing you. I'm.
Damn.
That is crazy. He got a little upset. I don't know why, but thank you all for coming. I appreciate you guys. Any final thoughts from anybody?
No. Not
Yeah,
really.
I do. I'll be live again in about a half hour. I'm doing with Benjamin Sardic again. This will be the 100th hangout he's been having.
Hey, I almost forgot to ask you. Have you got it sorted out for this fight in July?
He bitched out.
Wait, what?
So
He
bitched out while trying to retain not bitching out. So I went and talked shit on him and talked shit to him in his stream where he was talking shit about you. And somebody like somebody sent my docs to him and he posted it in his Discord. After talking about how he doesn't dox people. And so all he did that wigger thing where instead of actually confronting someone, he just made fat jokes and tried to be boisterous and smack his chest. And now that he's got my address and all my information that he wanted in order to fight, I had to then go on his panel and cam up in order for him to fight me. And of course, Elder Lyons bitch ass backed him and all that. So I take that as he keeps adding more and more steps that I have to do to make this fight happen. And then he keeps trying to claim I'm backing out. So I just say this, that Speakeasy's bitch ass ran from a fat man while trying to make jokes because he's a punk little bitch with no fucking balls. And every one of his sycophants that can't see past his bullshit and the people that run with him that can't see past his bullshit are fucking retarded. And that that includes people like Paige who defend him wholeheartedly. That's just fucking, these are retarded people.
So I meet all his Speakeasy stupid requirements. So I'll be glad to beat his ass in your place.
You're black. That'd be racist.
Yes, it would. It'd be very racist.
No, it wouldn't. And doesn't Speakeasy say he's black?
But no, I've done everything within my power to make this fight happen, and he's basically the best way I can describe it is he's yelling threats while walking backwards, right? So
he's throwing additional requirements on you.
Well, let me be very clear. I know the fight will not happen because he's a coward bitch, but he has all my information he wanted. I've never once lied about me. This is what I don't understand about his sicko fans. Like, I've always said I was a fat guy. So, like, there's no reason for him not to want to fight. He makes these threats. He fucking makes these challenges, but he will never back up to him. He backed out on Glenn Lawrence. He backed out on Resto. He's backed out on Dusty. He's just a punk bitch, and that's all he will ever be. So.
I'm just gonna remind you that I told you so.
Yeah, damn it, Grid.
I just want to tell you, I told you so, and that's all I'm gonna say.
For closing, are we allowed to ask questions as opposed to make a statement?
If you want.
Okay. Hey, Grid.
Yeah.
How heavy is that reloader? Right? Like, do I need to bring a dolly?
Well, I tell you what. If you can get past the dog and then me, you can have it.
Josh, let's put it this way.
I just don't know how my sneaking ability is at night, right? Like, that's my problem.
Who do you think supplied me with my automatic door reloader?
Yeah,
my automatic doorbell reloader.
I like that reloader, and I'm getting very desperate now in this moment.
It's a Frankfurt. That's an Frankfurt. I believe it's FORT Frankfurt. X10.
X10.
X10.
Okay, I'm looking it up now.
Frankfurt. Hang on. It's probably got a name, something on it. It just says X10 on it.
Yeah, I found it. Oh, good. It's got specs. Thank
What's
God.
the price there, Buckwheat?
Motherfucker, you don't want to know. I'm telling you now, you don't want to know. It ain't.
Has it increased in price?
Yeah.
Well, what's the price?
There's like all kinds of accessories and stuff that come. Boy, they got this set up pretty nice, actually. I'm just gonna send in the back chat.
You can just say the price. Not all of us are poor.
I feel personally attacked as the only poor person on panel already.
And so for those of you, yes, the price is a little bit lower than what he said, but I don't think shipping is included there, right? So if I'm in the state of New York, right, and where this thing is coming from, I guarantee you, as heavy as that thing is.
That's not that bad.
That is going to be expensive.
It's $900.
Yeah, except
it's gone down.
Shipping. Think of the shipping. I'll bet you that damn thing.
Another $100. It's not that big of a deal.
Yeah, let me see how much shipping will be. I'm buying one now.
Yeah. If you go back and look at the pictures, I think there's some. See how it's like modular. I think there are some things that Grid has on his that aren't included in this one. You have to scroll down to the bottom and see all the extra stuff that comes with it.
Well, it doesn't come with it. It can be accessorized.
That's just a base.
Yeah.
Well, I mean, it looks like the one that Grid showed.
No, it looks like there's some stuff missing. If you're looking at just the like it comes as it is, it looks like Grid's got some extra stuff on his.
Yeah, you gotta get the plates and the dies and stuff. It looks like.
Yeah, you do have to get the plates. You have to get the dies, which I bought a kit back when they were kind of introducing them, and so I got a set of plate. Well, I already had dies, so I didn't need dies, but I bought a plate. I bought a 9mm plate, and then I bought no, pardon me. I selected a 9mm plate that came with it, and then it came with the bullet or the case feeder. And then later I bought the bullet feeder when I got tired of handling the bullets by hand.
Yeah,
so,
the plates look like they range anywhere from like $100 to $300. probably more because they've only got 3 prices listed, but they've got all kinds of fucking different rounds here. Hell, they're even doing 308s on this thing. So yeah. This is why he said $1,200, right? That makes a lot more sense now.
Yeah, it's awesome though. It really works. It's what you need.
Yeah. Don't
Wave
worry.
of the future.
I'll be by to pick that up, Grid. Just wait a little bit.
Anytime now.
Grid's like, I will fucking end you. But all right, thank you everybody for watching. Thank you all of the guests. Grid, Chuck, Josh, Hank. I appreciate all of you. God bless. I will be back in a couple of hours to do the gaming stream. I'll be having a panel in the background so we can talk about whatever current events and stuff you want to talk about. BYO bring your own topic. Thank you all. You have a good day. You ain't got to go home. You can't stay here.
Starlight outlaw, cosmic soldier. Give me space and I'm in a good place. Very serious, mysterious, mind makes right. In for the fight. Starlight.